Welcome to the Full Court Entertainment Podcast. I'm your host, Sheldon Moore. That's my guy, Charles Jackson. How you doing, brother?
What's up, dog? How you feeling?
I was born a champion. Hey, man. It's been a long 8 years. It's been a long 8 years. But your boy is finally back a champion in his own league. It's been a long time. But, guys, like, comment, and subscribe to the video and give us a 5-star review on Apple Music and Spotify. But yes, I am back a champion. Charles is a champion in his league, in his own league, though. Congratulations. You beat my cousin. But
Thank
in
you, thank you,
my
thank you.
league, man, there was some doubt. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I'm gonna tell you this. When it was on Thursday, I think you was up by like 100-some points. And I think Jordan Poole rest, Cam Johnson didn't play, and somebody else was playing weak. And I said, yeah, I lost. So then I go to sleep. I wake up. I'm only down 30 points. I said, I have a chance. There is a chance I can beat this dude. Because I'm like, bro, if he's up by like 100 something, I'm like, yeah, it's kind of hard to come back. But once I saw I was down by 30, I knew I had a chance. And then I'm like, all I gotta do is just outscore the dude and he won't beat me. He'll just never beat me. Like, he could go off, but it's like, as long as my team just stay close to his, he just won't take over. It won't happen. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
That Saturday screwed me over. That Saturday I had more people playing, and all of them played like butt. Every single last one
You
of
had
them.
Trae Young. You had
And
Trae
then I
Young.
think
You had Dyson
he
Daniels.
sold. Nah, they sold one game. They
Oh, because they got
sold.
blown out.
Yeah, they sold. So if they would have got if all my people would have got their averages on Saturday, I would have won. But all of
And
them literally
Anthony
got
Edwards
under
went
their average.
crazy.
Yep.
Oh, you had Julius Randle too. He didn't do nothing.
He ain't do nothing. What I was gonna say, but I just wish my team was healthy. That's all. It was a good match.
Here
It was
this
a real good
dude
match.
go, bro. Here
All
he
I
go,
said,
bro.
was I just wish my team was healthy, dog.
There you go, bro. I knew he was gonna use this healthy excuse, bro. I knew that was.
Nah, it was a good match. It was a good match.
I know, man. I had damn near best team all year. Had the best record, man. You know, that's just how we roll, man. That's just how we roll. But next year,
I don't know about the best team.
I got.
If both teams is fully healthy, I'm liking my team better. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, if Brandon Ingram was healthy, if Cam Johnson played, and if they didn't freaking want to, the Wizards tanking, Jordan Poole ain't playing 20 minutes. Like, it's obvious you're tanking. He plays only 20 minutes. So I got to pray this man goes off basically in the first half because I know he ain't going to play in the second half. So it's like, it is what it is, man.
I ain't even have my top players. I ain't even have my top players. You had your top players. I ain't had Joel Embiid. I ain't had Dame. I ain't had Ayton. Them three of my top players on my team. Okay,
this is what I will say. I could give you the Dame excuse. I can't give you DeAndre Ayton because he's been out since February. So you've been playing with that. You haven't had that dude for 2 months. So you was used to it. And Joel Embiid only gave you 12 games, and you was still good without him. So I'm not giving you that.
I know my team was still good. I'm saying if I would have had those dudes, I would have had the best team in the league. But I ain't having for majority of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And I still finished what? 3rd overall and wins and losses. 9 wins and losses.
Oh, wins and losses. I went like 16
and I didn't even have a full healthy team the entire year. Year.
Brandon Ingram been out since freaking December over an ankle. Then the other day they announced that he's out for the season. Shocker. Wow. Shocker.
You still had what you pick Tyrese? Like 2nd round, 3rd round?
Probably 2nd or 3rd, something like that.
You had
Donovan
first,
Mitchell
second.
was 3rd because I know Donovan Mitchell was my 3rd pick, and I think I picked Ant or Tyrese, one or two, one of them.
You had your first, 2nd, and 3rd round picks. I missed my 1st and my 3rd round pick.
Hey, you picked
for the entire season,
brother, and then you tried to blame it on your girl, which was crazy.
Man, nah, it was her fault.
Nah, bro, don't make that excuse. You should have been there. You should have been in the draft. What you need her for? Draft on you.
I was in the draft. She messed up the plan. She messed up the game plan.
Nah, brother. See, here you go cheating, man. That's why we probably can't fight school,
That ain't
man.
cheating.
You cheating.
How's that cheating? It's a strategy. What do you mean? It's a draft strategy. If I know who y'all gonna pick, why would I not tell her to pick the right person?
Why are you helping her in the first place?
What you mean? We a team.
Yeah, we ain't doing.
Why wouldn't I help her?
We ain't doing.
Why wouldn't I help her?
Here we go. If we doing these team
Why wouldn't I help her?
tandems, we ain't. No,
Gee, it's the same thing. Like you asking me who you think gonna go off next year in fantasy. If that's the case, I shouldn't tell you that.
No.
I shouldn't. That's technically me helping you.
Not really though.
Because I'm telling you who I think gonna go.
You're literally going in there and say, pick this guy. Like you're literally. I'm just saying.
I said
hey,
I
Cooper
think
Flag.
I'm
just saying Cooper Flag might go like second round or something. That ain't really helping. That's not really helping me.
No, I'm not telling her who to pick. She asking me who I think is a good pick at that pick, and she decided on her own.
Mm-hmm.
You see, she ain't go with my game plan. So,
whatever, brother.
If she would have my game plan, the whole year would have been different.
I have a question. Let's start with the question of the day. Should a player jump ship for a ring, or should he just stick with the same team?
I think it depends on your motives. If you want to be a champion, then I don't think you should be afraid of jumping the ship. You have to do what you have to do for your career. But if you really don't care about a chip and you just want to get, the money, obviously the team, if you stay with that team for the longest, they can pay you the most. So, but I feel like it all depends on your motives in the league, if you want to be a champion or not. I think it's cool if you lead your team to try to go win. As long as it ain't like no KD and Bron situation though. Like I like the league to be balanced, like it is now. Like it's a bunch of good teams now. Before it wasn't like this.
The first thing, those two situations were different, but I get what you're saying. I mean, I don't have a problem if you leave. I think it just depends on like what's your legacy. Like I think of Devin Booker as an example. Like Devin Booker, good player. I think he wants to win a ring, but I think he just wants to do it in Phoenix. And I think he doesn't want to go anywhere. So I feel like he's been there so long, he's been so loyal. I wouldn't have a problem if he like asked for a trade and say went to hypothetically, just say the Spurs. They got an up and coming decent team. You go over there, say with De'Aaron Fox and Wemby, and then you form a big three. I wouldn't have a problem with that. And I actually wouldn't have a problem with him staying. So, me personally, I think I wouldn't care if they actually left. But I mean, if you stay with a team, you can't be out here saying like a Bradley Beal complaining like the team trash, the team ain't doing nothing, the team ain't good. Don't be complaining. That's all I'm saying. Like, you signed up for it. You knew the team was going to be bad. So just don't be out here complaining. You got your bread. Now just go out there, hoop, and hope that management makes the right moves to put you in better situations. So I wouldn't have a problem if somebody like left and got a ring. But if they stick it out, that's on them. I wouldn't have no problem with that either. But let's get to this is actually probably our last regular season power ranking. Yeah, I think this is our last regular season power ranking. This is our week 23 NBA power rankings. I think Charles went last week, so I'll go this week. So at number 10, I got the Orlando Magic. At number 9, I got the Memphis Grizzlies. At number 8, I got the Milwaukee Bucks. At number 7, I got the Golden State Warriors. At number 6, I got the Los Angeles Lakers. At number 5, I got the Indiana Pacers. At number 4, I got the Los Angeles Clippers. At number 3, I got the Cleveland Cavaliers. At number 2, I got the OKC Thunder. And at number 1, I got the Boston Celtics.
Got the Celtics. I at 10, I got the Memphis Grizzlies. At 9, I got the Warriors. At 8, I got the Pacers. At 7, I got the Bucks. 6, I got the Lakers. 5, I got the Clippers. 4, I got the Cavs. 3, I got the Thunder. And then 2, the Celtics. And then number 1, I got the Rockets.
Okay, I forgot about the Rockets. Wow, I forgot about them. Okay, yeah, I forgot about the Rockets. How did I forget them? Wow, I forgot about the Rockets. I'm not gonna lie.
That was your hot take team.
I know. I forgot. Honestly. All right, we just got to take a team out then. Yeah, that's what we gotta do. Yeah, I forgot about them. I ain't gonna lie. Honestly, we just go move each team down. We just go move each team down.
I had to put the Rockets. The Rockets won. They beat the Thunder and the Warriors. They locked Curry up, held him to 3 points, and then you did a good job on Shea and them boys. And then you rested all your stars against the Clippers, so it was like I had to put them on. They had the best. They had the best wins this week.
Well, they did. They lock up the number 2 seed. Congratulations to them. So it's like there's really no point. Like it's 2 games left in the regular season. Mm-hmm. They probably play one more game and then say that last game they probably rest. Jalen Green, the only guy that will play somewhat because he wants to play at 82, and I have no problem with him playing 82. Like he doesn't get injured. He gonna play regardless. So, and you know people hate when people rest, so he don't rest. So give him credit. But yes, I agree.
Not too many people play 82 games too.
Yeah, it's really not a lot. The only people off the top of my head that really play 82 is Mikal Bridges, because he hasn't missed a game in his career. Surprisingly, he just doesn't get hurt. I don't get it. And Jalen Green. There's probably way more, but those are the only 2 that pop up in my head. Yeah, man, we gotta move some teams down. This is crazy. How could I forget the Rockets? How, Sway? How?
We had the Lakers in the same spot.
Yeah, the Lakers. Because when we left, they lost to the Warriors. They lost to the Warriors that Thursday. It's crazy because Luka had a terrible game, and we'll speak about his return to Dallas and all that. But that specific game, he played bad. He played really bad that game. Like they was hunting Luka, and he couldn't guard anybody. So
hey, you know who low-key should have been on here? The Timberwolves, but they fumbled.
Yeah, they lost.
They fumbled the bag. They fumbled the bag, dog.
But the Bucks was on like a 34 to like 3 run at one point. How do you not score?
Crazy. They were shooting a lot of threes, bro. They just kept chucking up threes.
How, bro? The Timberwolves was up by 20 something, bro. I'm thinking they're gonna win. And in these games, this whole week, the West, every game matters. Every single game matters, bro. You can't take no days off. I know you like to use the word coasting. No, you cannot coast. We see the Warriors last night sail against the Spurs, and look where they at now, the play-in spot. So you can't do that. Now we go back and look. Think about them games against the Bulls. You sitting comfortably at number 3. Could have been fighting for number 2 right now as we speak. That game against the Magic, you should have won that game. That's why all these games matter now. Like they no coasting, bro. And now the Warriors are fighting for their play. They're fighting just to not potentially get eliminated in a play-in now because they sold and got gamed by Harrison Barnes.
Hey, that 3 was nasty though. I ain't gonna lie. He mouthed Jimmy ass.
Bro, I stayed up. I'm like, bro. And it looked like, even when you saw the shot, it looked like it was going in. It looked like it was going in. It really did, bro. And I'm just like, bro.
I think that's like the second time he didn't game them.
Hey man, he be selling.
He loved going back to Golden State, bro.
Bro, because they traded him for Kevin Durant. I mean, it's Kevin Durant, like what you expect. But they did trade him. And plus, remember in that finals, he played terrible. He played terrible in that finals. What was that, 2016? He played bad. So, and then they just traded him for Kevin Durant. So yeah. All right, we go. Here we go. All right, there's a new one. I'll say it at the end. But gotta get. I want to speak on the Bucks. The Bucks have been playing better. They've been playing better. Well,
no Dame.
Giannis is carrying. He
Dame's supposed to be back soon too.
I gotta see it to believe it, bro. Because we're 2 games now. And then he's out for a long time, so it's gonna be some little rest. I know he kind of was just playing. What was it, like a couple of weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago? But he is coming back off a blood clot, and it's like, But I gotta wait and see. They say, like you said, he's close to returning. He could return before the playoffs. And it's like, I don't know. I just gotta wait and see on that. I really do.
Bro, they literally have what's the 79? They literally got 3 games left. Because
they play the Pistons twice. Right? They play the Pistons not tonight. No, they play the Pelicans. They'll beat them. But they play the Pistons in 2 of their last games, and those are key games because you could potentially fall to 6, and you might have to face the Knicks. And I don't think they want to face the Knicks in the first round. I want to take my chances with the Pacers.
The Pistons Pacers, that'd be a good first round. I like that. That's a good one. Versus the Knicks and the Bucks. I like that. I like those two.
So they gotta win. Okay, hold on. You forgot them because they are first round exit. It depends on who they play. It depends on who they play, Francisco. Question: what y'all think if the play-in only takes place if the teams involved are 5 games apart? It can be a little unfair if the 7 seed have a lot of more wins than seed 10.
Only at the play-in takes place if the teams involved are 5 games apart. So like, if 7 through 10 were 5 games apart, then that's what we'll have a play-in. But if it's like, say more than that, then you keep the standings the way they are.
I think that's what he's saying because, like, for example, let's just say the East, right? Like the play-in is Magic got 40, Hawks got 37, Bulls 37, Heat 36. That's only 4-game difference technically. Well, 3-game difference from 7 to 8. So yes, you will have a play-in, but here we go in the West, bruh. The Warriors have 47 wins and the Mavericks have 38. It's like, what's the point of and the Timberwolves have 46. What's the point of a play-in if we know those 2 teams at the bottom, the Kings and the Mavericks, aren't that good? It's like there's no point of a play-in. I get that. I'm okay with that, but I feel like people forget what the play-in was about, and I just hate when I see people be like, there should be no play-in. This is so dumb, bro. The play-in was for teams to not tank. That was the whole purpose. Yes, they still are tanking, but the purpose was at that time was to say the Atlanta Hawks, for example, and the Bulls. Those teams, if there was no play-in, they would be tanking, right? But look at the Bulls. We always talk about we look at the Bulls. We talk about the Bulls all the time. They be feeling like, hey, we got a chance. We can make some noise. And I think that's what the league wants. They want more competitive teams instead of all these taking teams. So instead of saying the Raptors, Nets, Sixers, and Hornets and Wizards, those teams are taking. Now we got the Bulls, the Heat probably tanking, maybe even the Hawks. You go over to the West. Now you got the Kings probably tanking, the Mavericks probably tanking. Like, it's just way more teams tanking. But now that with the play-in, with the play-in now, there's no tanking. So now we have teams as the least saying, I got a chance to make some noise. Like we saw the Heat. The Heat were a play-in team and went all the way to the finals. Now, is every team going to do that? No.
But it gives that Cinderella story. It gives that Cinderella story.
But a team is like, look, bro, as long as we get a chance, I'm cool with it. So, the play-in, that's what it was about, to not tank. And the thing is, the play-ins actually gave us good games. So I don't know why people are crying about it. Like, I feel like every play-in game I've watched hasn't been really bad. It's a playoff type atmosphere, honestly. So I don't see why people hate it. Me personally.
Well, what was that year? The Hornets was in the play-in. That was bad because they got blown out. Both games.
Yes.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yes, because they faced against the Hawks and they got blown out, and I think it was the Pacers they got blown out. But besides that, every other game is good.
Yeah, it was some good games. Yeah.
Like we just forget about. We really forget.
I like the
Like, it's
play-in.
about. I do too. I like the play-in. I mean, it's
Because then on top of
exciting
that,
basketball.
it gives teams like, say for instance, if the Suns would have got their stuff together, it gives teams like who was injured all year a chance to still make the playoffs and make some noise too. So
Exactly. So we got to stop. The play-in was for teams to not tank. And we can blame the Sixers because the Sixers were doing that, but it was for teams to not tank no more. And I'm all for it. And the play-in, I think, is going nowhere. The only way the play-in might leave is unless they go to all conference. Now all conference is just 1 through 16. That's the only way the play-in goes away. And so far, I don't think it's not happening. I don't think that's happening no time soon. You know. But the Lakers, man, you beat the Mavs yesterday, cool. You lost to the Thunder because
they should have won that game.
You think they would have won that game?
Yeah, I think they would have won.
I don't know if they would have won, but it would have been closer because after Luka got ejected, it just went downhill since.
Because I was looking at the game, the momentum was going towards the Lakers. Because Luka started to get hot. And once Luka get hot, can't nobody really slow him down. Not no Luke Dort. It don't matter who. So yeah, they should have won that game, but Luka got ejected.
I don't know if they would have won, but I think it would have been closer than what it was. Because, like I said, after Luka got ejected, it just went downhill. It really went downhill. And then you lose that game. You lost to the Warriors. It's like, but the Thunder win on Sunday. Now that was a statement win. And now here go people talking about. Hey, people funny. Here go people talking about. Hey man, I'm worried about the Thunder now, man. That age is showing. It's like, brother, chill out. Chill out. I hate how we do this every time a team loses. Because I know if the Lakers would have lost that game, it would have been all over social media. Man, the Lakers ain't a for real team. They can't beat the big. That's just how they are. That's just how it is. But since they won, now people saying, "Hey man, I mean, you said the Lakers." Yeah, no, they did 30 pieces. But you said like, the Lakers, they could potentially go to the finals, and that's how it is. Hey, the Lakers could go to the finals. They can make all this noise. So, that's just how it is. So, I mean, that loss really. The win, I think it moves me more for the Lakers than the Thunder losing. Like,
bro, tell them again, Francisco. Luke Dort, Airport, Seaport, Lakers in 5. Okay.
Man, my Pacers, man, we good team, man.
Y'all been rolling. Y'all been rolling lately.
Tyrese, man, that guy. Yeah. Even though he almost sold me on Sunday because he was not scoring, I'm like, this dude can't score. But it doesn't matter. That's just how much of an impact he has. That man don't need to go give me 20. He can have an impact, and they beat the Nuggets. Look at Tyrese, man.
Dog, that's not gonna work in the playoffs. He gonna have to score in the playoffs, dog. They not gonna win if he's not scoring.
Well, he's either gonna play either the Bucks or the Pacers. I mean, Bucks or the Pistons. Got to be one of them.
If I think, if they play the Pistons, I got the Pistons, dog. I ain't gonna lie.
Of course you do. I'm not shocked. I mean, your guy is over there, so it's not shocking to me. It's not shocking. Even though they have not one lick of playoff experience outside of Tobias Harris and Malik Beasley somewhat, and Tim Hardaway.
Them YNs got heart. I believe in them.
Okay, that is a different team you're talking about. That is the Memphis Grizzlies. They are the YNs. I think the Pistons
have a bunch of YNs in the league. It's a bunch of YNs.
I think the Pistons have more class. Okay, now those some YNs. So I would say the Hornets and the Grizzlies are the YNs. But the Pistons, I think, have some class. I think they have class. But and the Celtics, man, what did you tell me last week? The Knicks gonna get their first win against a top team.
I did. They should have won that game, bro. They should have won that game. Porzingis and Tatum, they came up. They came up. They showed up.
Yeah, that's what your best player is supposed to do. Duh. That's what they bet. Look at this, bro. Against the Cavs, 0-3. Against the Celtics, 0-4 now. Against the Thunder, 0-2. Against the Lakers, 0-2. Against the Clippers, 0-2. Against the Warriors, 0-2. Then they face the Cavs tomorrow. Probably gonna say 0-4. That's terrible. That's terrible. You can't get one. You can't give me one win.
They gonna get at least one. G. They gonna get the Cavs. They gonna beat the Cavs
tomorrow.
They gonna get one. G. Yeah, they gonna get one. G. They gonna get one.
Okay, brother.
They can't go 0 for what did that be? 0 for what? 9, 10?
No, this would be so 4, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. They'll be 0-16 if they lose tomorrow.
0-16 against the top team? Oh my God. Yeah, they gotta get one. They gotta get one, G. The Cavs gonna rest all their players, and technically that count.
Well, they rest them the other day against the Bulls, I think. They probably play tomorrow. Big game. I mean, the Knicks kind of don't need to play no more. They're good. I mean, they got the third seed locked up. Honestly, every team in the East is cool besides the Pistons and the Bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the only one kind of fighting for playoff position. It's like basically, what do you want to do? You either want to face the Pacers or the Knicks. Pick one. I mean, I'll take my chance with the Pacers. I take my chance with them. So, you got any more things for the power rankings?
No.
All right. Let's get to our NBA takeaways of the weekend. Let's start with the game yesterday. Luka Doncic returned to Dallas for the first time. I'm not going to lie to you. That tribute video was sad. That tribute video was a little sad. And I think Trae Young summed it up the best on Twitter. He said, you can see that man did not want to leave. And I believe him. I think Luka was not going to leave that team. And they basically just gave up on him. And what did Luka do? Well, he gave them 45-piece burgers, man. A 45-piece chicken nugget meal. He was unstoppable. LeBron came up clutch late. AD had an okay game, but he didn't have a dominant game like probably some people thought. But the Lakers come out with the W and Luka Doncic return. What are your thoughts about that?
It was a great game. I watched the entire game. Luka had it going. He was hot that first half. 31 in the first half. That boy couldn't miss from three. I ain't gonna lie. When I had to put me in the live bet, I had to do Luka for 6 threes. I'm like, because the way he was shooting, bro, I think he was like 5 for 7 at one point. I'm like, bro, this man
can 6 at half, or was it 5?
Yeah, I think he hit 6 at. I think he hit 6 at half. But yeah, bro, it was like I don't know if the Mavericks was letting him do whatever he want, because it kind of felt like that, because there was a couple of times where he drove to the basket and was nobody there. It was like nobody was trying to block it, nobody was trying to foul him or nothing. So I don't know, but he had a great game.
Or maybe he's just that great and nobody could stop him.
Come on now, you know how I feel about Luka.
No, I'm saying, because you basically just said they just let him walk to the rim, and it's like, what if he's just that great?
Some possessions it looked like that, bro. Some possessions it did look like that, bro. Because he was blowing by people. So, first off, Luka is not that fast to blow past somebody. Okay, let's just be real. He was blowing past people like he was De'Aaron Fox or something, bro. Like, so that's why I'm like, some possessions I could see them letting him score. Not every possession though. But it was he had a great game.
Luka is that guy. He is that guy, man. And I am so happy that the Lakers got this man. AD, I love you, brother. But you ain't Luka. You're not. You're just not, bro. You're just not Luka. Because AD yesterday, he was a -10. He had 13 points, 5 for 13, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. It's okay. Whatever. But Luka went out there, man. He gave the fans what they wanted. The fans was cheering him, which is crazy because it's technically an away game, but a home game for him. And they was cheering him every time he scored, every time he touched the ball. They said fire Nico every time.
Fire Nico. They were saying that the entire game, bro.
Bro, because you traded away arguably a generational player. Like, that's what you did. And still to this day, people are saying it could go down as one of the worst trades in NBA history. Me personally, it could go down as one of the worst trades in sports history. because you don't trade a 25-year-old in his prime for basically an older guy. You just don't do that. You don't. And so far, we're 2 months in. The Lakers are winning the trade. So far, they are winning the trade because Anthony Davis has been hurt. He's played good since he's been back, but now that Kyrie's hurt, it kind of limits their time of potentially winning a championship. You know, they only got so much time left with Kyrie and AD. They only got so much. You only got probably like a couple of years to win. With Luka, you got 10 plus. So far the Lakers are winning, but you know, Luka, like you said, Luka had it going. LeBron turned it up late. I mean, I feel like this was just a Luka game, and Luka just did whatever he wanted. And I'm glad he showed out because it would have been kind of sad if he would have played trash like how Jimmy Butler did when he returned to Miami. It would have been pretty sad.
I low-key wanted to see him go for 60. I'm like, you got 31 at the half. Gee, go for 60. Go for 60, bro. Go for 60.
I thought he was going to go for 50, though. I thought he was going to do that. And the Lakers are they're not comfortably, but they are sitting a little pretty as the third seed in the West. And right now they will face Memphis in the first round. And I think that's what everybody wants. They want Memphis. Even though Ja Morant is playing out of his mind the last 10 games, if you notice. Ja Morant has been playing really good, even though he's throwing grenades.
He throwing. I was just gonna say he throwing grenades and shit. You can't help but tell he going crazy.
Bruh, speaking of him, it's funny how last time we talked about why would you do that? Then he did it later that night with the gun thing again. What are we doing? What I just don't get this. Like, what are we doing? Now we throwing grenades? Now you just blowing up people at this point. What are we doing?
He walking on thin ice. He's walking on thin ice. Low key, I don't want to see Adam Silver fine him for that though. Because it wasn't that bad, G. It wasn't that bad, but it's like you got a history, bro. And you steady poking at the league like the league won't suspend you.
But I feel like, okay, I kind of agree with you. Is it as bad as the gun thing? Kind of not. But we know what he's doing. We know like what he's doing. So the league ain't dumb. They know what this represents. A grenade. You're basically throwing a grenade when you shoot and you blowing up somebody. Like, what are we doing? Like, I just don't get him. I really don't, bro.
Hey, I seen the meme. They talking about some job when he look at his celebrations, and it was the GTA. You dig with all the weapons around it.
Hey, that's crazy. Hey, no, that's crazy. Nah, John, you gotta do better, bro. You gotta do better. But go ahead.
I'll say takeaway. I got well, we already talked about we talked about it briefly, but that Lakers and Thunder game, when the Lakers 30-piece them. Luke Dorton, they were in foul trouble. Chet didn't really do anything. J-Dub didn't show up. Shea had a bad game, but I like that game for the Lakers because the others showed up. Dorian Finney-Smith, Gabe Vincent. That gives them confidence going into the playoffs, and that's what we need. We need Dorian Finney-Smith. We need Gabe Vincent. We need Vando. We need all of them to have confidence. So by the time playoffs start, we rolling. So that was good. It was a great win for the Lakers.
Those games, both them games, honestly, but them games didn't have no defense whatsoever. Like the defense was bad, and the Thunder are the number 1 ranked defense in the league,
which is surprising that it was such a high scoring game.
But like you said, J-Dub didn't play his best. Chet didn't play his best. Was somewhat in foul trouble. Shea is the only one that do something. I think he didn't have no free throws that game either. You know, they say a free throw merchant. But honestly, the Lakers went to OKC and smacked them. They smacked them, gave them, and you know that was a signature win. Then obviously the next game, Luka got ejected. He shouldn't have got ejected. And it's crazy because they rescinded the tech. Y'all should have did that. Y'all shouldn't have gave him a tech, period. My thing is with the ref, because apparently I forgot what he said, but it was the sum was of like F you, something around there. Why would he? I think Gil said it too. He said, "Why would I score and they say F you? Why would I do that to the ref? Like, why would I do that?"
I mean, Unless he thought he should have been a foul call. So it's like I got fouled and I scored. Fuck you for not calling the foul. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I can think of. Hey,
But I
but would
wouldn't even
you?
go ahead.
I seen on was it Twitter? I think I seen on Twitter they were like, should the refs be able to reinside techs? Like you should be able to challenge that tech and get it reinside in the middle of the game.
Oh, rescinded? You
Yeah,
said
rescinded in the middle of the game.
Well, okay. How would you know what the person said though? Like, how would you know?
It depends on the tech. It depends on the tech. Like with that one,
majority of texts are usually because they said something. It's usually majority of texts are given because somebody is complaining for, say, a foul. That's majority. That's majority of texts. So if it's like you just said, that's a effing foul. It's like, okay, you go to the monitor. It's like, is that worth rescinding? To some refs, is that worth it? And then to some, it's like, how do you know? Like the one with Luka, how can you tell what he really said? Like, I really don't know.
Or who he was talking to.
Yeah. So rescinding in time, man, that's just another long process, man. And you go, no, they all, when they at the monitor, they always take their sweet time. That's just another long thing. I mean, that's bad. That'd be something they would have to discuss in meetings over the summer.
I can think of is like, you know how they have the I think the people in New York who watch the replays and stuff,
Yeah.
unless like you know they do the same thing with that and they the third party source, and if they feel like that text should be rescinded right then and there, then yeah, because they the only person that's not actually in the game, they watching it. So that's the only thing I could think of, but it may be a point where they side with the refs, so it's not really a third party.
Okay, so if a person that complains about foul calls, if they keep doing it, like say throughout the game, you give them the first tech, and then they still doing it, you give them the second tech. Would you go back and look and say, we should rescind it, or
But
you
that's
be like, no, go
only
ahead.
if the coach challenge it. Only if the coach challenges it.
Okay, so coach challenge it. You as the ref and whoever, are y'all rescinding that tech? Mind you, he's complaining throughout the game. This is throughout the entire game about fouls.
That's why I said you gotta have like the third party, like have them look at the footage of the tech happening, and then let the refs explain their side and go from there.
But what else do we need to explain? He's basically complaining about fouls, and obviously you as the ref, you're tired of it, bro. Play the game. So,
because like I feel like if he tell you that's a fucking foul, you shouldn't give him a tech because of that, bro. Like unless he call you a B word
throughout the game, though. This is throughout the game.
I still wouldn't give him no tech
this though. But think
about
this. Think about it real quick. Think about this though. Think about it as a kid. If a kid is bothering you all day, just annoying, bothering you all day, at some point, you gonna be like, bro, chill, shut up. Like you're going to say that at some point. So that's how it is for, say, a ref. At some point, bro, you gotta stop talking. Like you just got to. So I'm gonna tee you up. So now you know what the tee is for because you're complaining about fouls. Now let's just say he gave the tee and say, let's just say the early second. You go on throughout the game. Here we are in, say, the third, maybe the late third quarter. He's still constantly complaining. Bruh, at some point, you have to just shut up. At some point, bro. Chill out. Like Luka does that all, like Draymond. Bro, Draymond should probably be ejected so many times, but they choose not to. So are you teeing up Draymond?
He goes overboard. He goes overboard unless you're calling me out my name or you're calling me out my name or you're saying like something that's so derogatory, then yes, I'm gonna tee you up that second time. The first time I give you the tee, like, hey, like chill. I understand you feel like you're getting fouled and you want me to call foul calls. Okay, cool, chill. But if you keep going, that's not enough to kick you out unless you just going overboard, like Draymond do sometimes. Like sometimes Draymond do deserve to get kicked out because he be going overboard. But
so if the player comes up to you and say, "That's an effing foul," what are you looking at? That ain't worth a take?
No.
All right.
No. Now if he say MFer, that's a MFer, that's a MF and foul, then yeah, I'll probably tee him up. Or
so
if he say you little
okay. So adding the mother to it. Okay, that's
because now you calling me out my name. You calling me a MFer. You're just saying that's a fucking foul.
He damn near doing it now. He basically saying, "What are you looking at?" He said, "That's a foul." He's basically calling you like, "What are you doing?" He's basically saying, "Do your job." That's a foul. That's a foul, bro. What are you doing?
But that's not calling me out my name.
But Charles, it's like you got to think about this. This is every time I go to the rack. I get fouled. There's no foul. He comes down the court every single time. There's no way you telling me you're not giving this man a tech. There's no way you're not doing that.
Bro, unless he calls me out my name or he says something that's so bad, then yes, I will give him a tech.
I gotta see you be a ref. I gotta see you be a ref.
Other than him complaining, bro, because that you're kicking him out for no. What's the point of kicking him out because of that? Because he's complaining. He's not calling you out your name. He not in your face. Like once they get in your face and they touch you and they calling you out your name, that's too far. You cross the line.
So if he comes up to you and says that's an effing foul, like he's not face to face, but like on the side, like they like this and be like, bro, that's an effing foul. Like he's basically in your face. You're not gonna tee him up.
But the way he came towards me wasn't on a hostile manner. He came over to me, put his arms around me. No, he didn't. No, it's not. You just said he came around and put his arms around you like that's a fucking foul.
I didn't mean to say put his arms around, but it's like he's up to you, not say to your face, but he's basically kind of close to be like, bro, that's a foul, bro. Do your job, bro. Like, what are you doing out there? Like, if he keeps doing this every time throughout the game, at some point you're gonna tee him up. Now, is it worth ejecting? Only if he keeps constantly doing it. Like, that's it. Only if he keeps constantly doing it. Like at some point, bro, you could get tired. Like, you're gonna get tired of like him just saying it's a foul every time. Yes, and Draymond goes overboard. And Draymond should be ejected damn near probably every game. But at the same time, Draymond do it too. So would you tee up Draymond every game?
No, I wouldn't. Like I said, bro, if you're just complaining about fouls, that's one thing. But once you start crossing that line of calling me out my name and getting in my face and being hostile towards the ref, then that's why I would eject you. The first tech is just to tell you to chill, but I'm not going to give you another tech and kick you out the game. Like, nah, unless you go overboard.
Saying a tech. I'm not saying to eject, to give him the second tech. I'm just talking about a tech, just a regular tech. You're basically saying
I would give him. No, I would give him a tech the first time as the warning. Like, hey, chill. I said that.
And then you'll just never give another tech ever again throughout the entire game.
No, unless they become hostile and they go overboard, then yes, I would give them their second tech and eject them. But if they still complaining, no, I'm not going to.
Did you see that video with Draymond when they played the Rockets? And I think he baited the ref and said, call a foul. I dare you to call a foul. And then he basically shoved Şengün. Would you have teed him up right there?
No, I wouldn't have teed him up. What did he do wrong to get a T for? What was the T for? What was the tech for?
Let me see if I can find the video.
I'm saying, but what would the tech have been for? You think he should be teed up? What would the tech have been for?
Let me see. Hold on. Let me find the video. It's probably on Twitter, though. All I'm saying is at some point, you're going to have to tee the dude up. At some point, bro. You're not just going to let Buddy just come down the court and just basically say, do your job all day. Like, you're just not doing that.
Simone said, these wrestling players are all adults. Dropping the F-bomb is not worth a tech. If that's the case, why don't they give techs for the N-word or any other profane word that's on the court? I mean, that's true. I agree. I mean, like I said, unless you cursing at me and you calling me out my name, that's the only way I'm giving you a tech and getting you out the game.
But I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if he constantly just keeps doing this throughout the entire game, like this is constantly every time he goes to the rack. Like at some point, like you're gonna have to You're gonna have to give Buddy a foul. Let me see if I can find this video. Let's see. Nope. Okay, here it is. I got it. Let me
and we respond well.
Alfie, what impacted at the end of the first half, kind of the tussle with Draymond and him trying to fire you guys up? What impact did that have on you guys?
So you ain't teeing him up right there?
I think that was the moment we won the game.
When he elbows him?
Yeah!
Heat up.
No. It was a foul.
He did it intentionally, bro. What are we doing?
So it's an intentional foul. It's a foul. So I gave him a foul. That's not worth a tech.
You just play hard after that.
What part of that makes it a tech, bro?
And everybody
where's the tech?
Bro, he basically told the ref to call the foul. He's baiting the ref to call the foul. He basically just elbowed him almost up to the chin level. He damn near did that. Let me see if I can find.
Where's the tech at, though?
Oops.
Where's the tech? Where's the tech coming from? Is the tech coming from him telling you to call a foul? Is the tech coming from him?
No, it's the elbow. It's the elbow. It's the elbow.
That's a regular foul. That's a regular foul. That's a foul. That's not worth a technical foul. That's a foul. That's a regular. That's a regular foul.
Is that a flagrant foul?
No. It's like he pushed him. That's all he did. That's like if he was getting back down, if Sengun was backing him down and Draymond put a forearm and pushed him in his back. It's the same thing. He just did it in his chest. It's a push. It's not a technical foul. Bro, that's not a technical foul, bro.
I gotta see you.
When you make a clip out of this, people in the comments, was that worth a technical foul or not? And for the 5 people that's in the chat, was that a technical foul? Did Draymond deserve a technical foul on it?
Okay, let's see. Actually, it's the same thing. Doesn't matter. Okay, at the end of that video, he got in the ref's face. I don't know what Draymond said at that point.
Now, once he got in my face, tech. Now that's a tech. You getting in my face now.
So you getting the tech for the face, but not the elbow.
Yes, he's getting in my face. Yes, when he pushed him with his elbow, that's a foul. Now you coming in my face, tech.
All right, that's cool with me. I just gotta see you be a ref. I gotta see it. I can't wait whenever that day comes.
No, you trying to give out text?
No, I just feel no, that's not the point. I'm just saying, like, you act like no one deserves a tech unless they basically call you out the name. I get that part. I'm cool with that. But I'm just saying at some point, if a guy is basically being annoying, you're going to give them a tech, bro, because it's like, shut up, bro.
It's
a foul. I called it a foul. I called a foul. Why are you still complaining about it?
Bro, but your job is you're adding emotion into the equation now as a ref by doing that. You being sensitive because he's crying and you want him to shut up for crying. That's not your job. Your job is to just ref the game, not be emotional and getting your feelings because he crying. So now you giving them a tech. No, you shouldn't do that, bro.
Like I said, if we're going throughout the entire game and you keep doing this constantly, I'm gonna give you a tech. Like at the first couple of times, it's okay, whatever. I get it. But after a while, bro, chill out. Like, then if you keep coming back to me about it, teed up. Like, you're going to get teed, bro. Because it's like, chill, bro. Chill. I called a foul. If you think it wasn't a foul, because that's how it be. You thought it was a foul. I thought it was a foul. Why are you coming up to me talking about saying this, and that? Okay, it's over with. Next play, you come back. I say I didn't call a foul. Then you keep coming to me. It's like, bro, chill out. That's all I'm saying, bro. Eventually, I'm going to give you a tech if you just keep coming up to me. Like, if you keep complaining, I'm going to eventually give up to me. Definition of a tech is a foul that doesn't involve physical contact during play. let's go with takeaway. The Spurs beat the Warriors last night. You know, the Warriors are in playoff position. Technically, they're trying to not be in the play-in. And last night they sold against the Spurs, who are playing absolutely for nothing. No De'Aaron Fox, no Wemby. It's just Devin Vassell, Stephon Castle, and just a bunch of young players. I want to ask you, was this a bad loss for the Golden State Warriors?
Yeah. Especially if you fighting for playoffs and you fighting for seeding. Because now you're knocked out of the sixth spot now. And if you would have won that game, you would have been 48-32. So you would have been tied with the Clippers for fifth. And you would have passed the Grizzlies up. And now you gotta fight you fight even harder to get into the playoffs. You would have been not coasting, but you would have been sitting comfortable. You would have controlled your own destiny. And now it's like it's must wins. And other people control your destiny now. Because if the Grizzlies lose, then you can move up. If they win out, then you stuck at this 7th seed.
And it's a big game tonight with the Timberwolves and Grizzlies. So that's a big game. Because I think whoever wins can move up. Maybe the 6th seed, I think. Whoever wins moves up. The Warriors, they got 2 games left. They face against the Blazers tomorrow. I think we expect them to win that game because I think they're going to play their starters, the Blazers. They have a lot of injuries, but the Blazers have played hard technically. And then on Sunday, the last day of the regular season, they face the Clippers. And I think, and that's a game on ESPN, and I think everybody's going to play their starters because no one's trying to get in that player.
Yeah, they got to. The Nuggets got to play their starters for the rest. The Clippers, the Grizzlies, the Warriors, and the T-Wolves.
If you would have told me, I would have never thought I would see the Nuggets basically have to play their starters late in the season because I thought, they'd be sitting comfortably and they would just rest, say, Jokic or whatever. They in the same position too.
I was just gonna say it's crazy because they can low-key drop to the play-in, which is crazy.
Now they can, but remember they was on like a 4-game losing streak, and hurt them. That hurt them, and that's why their coach got fired. We'll talk about that after this. But them losing them games kind of hurt them, and they got 2 tough games. You got the Grizzlies playing for something, so you got to play everybody. Jokic will play, and the Rockets. Honestly, the Rockets might throw that game. I think there's no point in them playing their starters.
Yeah, ain't no point in them playing.
For the Nuggets, that should be a win for them. And the Nuggets, what are they right now? The 4th seed, right? If I'm correct.
Yes, yeah, they are 4th seed.
And they will face the Clippers in the first round. And the Clippers, they want to get, say, that home court advantage, against the Denver Nuggets. So, and honestly, you want to try to get, they could potentially get 3. Like, I don't think the Lakers going to lose 2 of their last games, but they could potentially get the 3 seed too. If they win out, say the Lakers lose out. I think the Lakers, I know they last game against the Blazers. I don't know who is the next opponent. They play the Rockets. Rockets might throw that game too. So, it just really all depends. But the Warriors, man, it's a bad loss. You're not supposed to lose to the Spurs, bro. You're not. Like, that's supposed to be a free W coupon. That's supposed to be Wemby. A free. No Wemby.
No Fox.
Like,
no Jeremy Shohan.
Exactly. And they threw the game away. It's a bad loss, bro. And yes, you got game. And maybe if they go in overtime, they probably win. But it doesn't matter. You got game by Harrison Barnes. You lost to Stephon Castle and Harrison Barnes and Keldon Johnson. All 3 of them dropped 20. And Steph had 30. Jimmy Butler had 28. And no one else really did anything. And you lost.
But I like that win for the Spurs, though. Because that's a good win going into next season. Because once they team get healthy, they got a lot of pieces over there. Even if they don't trade for like a KD or somebody else this offseason, they still gonna have a really good team next year.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. But if I'm the Spurs, man, I'm trying to get the best draft pick possible. That's what I'm trying to do. That it's just a bad loss because the Warriors, they are They're 7, right? Yeah, they're 7. So
47-33.
Yeah, so the Timberwolves win tonight. They'll flip. They'll jump over them, I think, unless depending on the season record. So the West is crazy. That's all I gotta say. The West is crazy, bro. It's crazy how everybody in the West fighting, but everybody in the East just sitting pretty, chilling.
Sitting pretty.
Ain't got work. Like
besides the Bucks and the Pistons.
Yeah, besides them, but everybody just sitting pretty, man. Can we talk about the Suns, bro? Bro, they've lost 8 games. Kevin Durant, I know he hasn't been there, but gee, this was a failure, bro. Which one is worse? This team or that Brooklyn Nets team?
This team. Because at least with that Brooklyn Nets team, KD at least got them to the playoffs, even though they lost to Giannis and them boys. But KD still got them to the playoffs. And then KD team, that Brooklyn Nets team, they was hurt majority of the time. They really all couldn't stay on the court together. At least they were still winning games. These Suns, they are terrible, dog. They're terrible. They need to break this whole team up.
I was watching First Take, and Brian Windhorst said he said the only thing the Suns can do is probably trade Kevin Durant just to get flexibility. Like he said they have no flexibility. Like they can't do anything. Like really don't have I guess valuable picks. Your players is you don't want to be in the second apron. It's like the only way you could do that is trade Kevin Durant. And then I went on Fanspo last night. I was trying to trade Kevin Durant to the Nuggets. I couldn't do it. I tried every freaking possible way to trade this man. It's just no way I could trade him on there. Unless somebody can find a way. I could not trade that dude on the Nuggets to save my life, bro. I couldn't do it.
Why you do the Nuggets?
Because I feel like if the Nuggets get bounced in the first round or they go outside, I think there's a chance the Nuggets, if they could potentially trade for Kevin Durant. You got to throw Michael Porter Jr. in there. You got to throw some of them young players in there. And you got to throw some picks in there, bro. I feel like everybody wins. You get some good players. If you're the Suns, you lower the tax. You lower your second apron. And for the Nuggets, you get a superstar player, Kevin Durant, to pair with Jokic. Because right now, Jokic ain't he's still great. But we've been talking about it since summertime. That team ain't looking great. That team is just not. It wasn't a great roster. It wasn't. So I would like him to be on the Nuggets. That's just me though. But I really would like to see him on the Rockets. I think he would go to the Rockets if I had to bet my money right now. But I wouldn't mind the Nuggets though. I wouldn't mind it. Respect. It was great to find y'all trying to follow y'all this season, CJ and Shelly. Thank you, Theo3ND. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Like, comment, and subscribe, my guy.
One other takeaway, shout out to Jalen Williams, man. He had a scary fall.
Jalen Wills?
Jalen Wills. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, Jalen Wills. Against that Hornets game, he took a nasty fall, broke his wrist. He probably gonna miss the entire playoffs. But
yeah, he has
broken wrist. Recovery.
That's broken wrist. He's gone. He's out for the rest of the season. Bro. He's out for this. That is a bad loss because he was actually contributing for that Memphis team.
Yeah,
all year.
He was big on defense. Yeah, he was real big on defense for them.
So it was a bad loss. Well, again, can we talk about Steph Curry getting locked up by Amen Thompson?
Yeah. Bro, he had 3 points.
Spoiler alert. He's on my defensive team. I'm just saying. Amen Thompson's on there.
Yeah, he gotta be.
I'm just saying. A bit, bro. It was a stat, bro. Like against star players, he's holding them to almost low 40% shooting. Amen Thompson is he is one of the best defenders in the league. He really is. And I'm glad Ime kept him in the starting lineup once Jabari came back. I'm really glad he did. Amen Thompson, he ain't their best. I don't think he's their best player yet on that team, but he definitely their most important. I will definitely go with that. He's definitely their most important on that Rockets team. And how far he goes is how far the Rockets
earlier
goes.
You were saying it was Sengun.
I didn't know. I said I said Sengun was one of the reasons why they were good. I did say that. I said Sengun is one of the reasons. And you told me that if they had Steven Adams, they'd still be great like this. And it's like, no, they wouldn't. That's what you told me.
I think they would.
You think they would win 52 games with Steven Adams at the center full time?
Yeah. You seen what they did when they put Steven Adams out there against OKC?
Yeah, when Sengun was with him.
Chet and Hartenstein.
When Sengun was with him, right? You talking about if Steven Adams is the full-time center like he was in OKC.
And Jabari be the 4. Jabari's been playing really well of late. So it could work.
I don't think they would have won 50 games. I think there'd still be a decent team, but not 50. Like I'm not going that far. That's just me though. That's just me. But yeah, Steph Curry got locked up, and it's crazy because his only shot, his only points was a half-court buzzer beater, technically, and that was to end the second half. So basically, you just got locked up the whole game, and that was honestly like a bad loss because I think a lot of people think the Warriors, because I think the Warriors kind of have the Rockets number, and you got shut down by Ben Thompson. That technically was a bad loss. It's strange how the Rockets picked Jalen Green 1, Jabari 2, but best players last 5 years are Sengun and Thompson. To some people, Jalen Green the best player.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't think they're the best player on their team.
Who?
It's Sengun right now. Sengun's their best player on their team right now.
I got no problem with that. I have no problem with that.
And then I'll probably say it's a man, and then Jalen Green.
Best player or most important?
Best players. I think a man is better than Jalen Green right now.
Okay. I ain't got no problem with that. So this is probably my last takeaway. Then I don't know if you got more. The freaking Timberwolves blow a 20-point lead against the Bucks. Now that is a bad loss, especially like we always talk about. You trying to stay afloat in the West, and you blow that game. Like they got outscored. Like I want to say like 40 in the fourth quarter.
Like 43. It was like 43, I think, to like 13 or some shit like that. It was Kevin Porter Jr., bro. Kevin Porter Jr. came alive in that fourth quarter, bro. He took over. He had like
40 to 13. Steals. 40 to 13 in the fourth.
Yeah, 40. Yeah, he had like 3-4 steals that quarter, bro. He was hooping. He was hitting big shots. He was good defensive plays. Yeah, who he dunked on? He dunked on some. I can't remember who he dunked on. He dunked on somebody. I think it was Mike Conley. He dunked on.
Yeah, Bobby Portis came back in his return from suspension, 18 and 10 off the bench.
Yeah,
like you said, Kevin Porter, 21, 5 assists, like 5 steals. Like you said, he had 4 steals. Well, 3 steals in like the quarter. Giannis did what he was supposed to do as usual. He had another triple-double. The other starters really didn't do anything, honestly, we're being honest. But so really that bench came alive, and the Timberwolves just they lost it. They lost the game. Yeah, like
really?
Nope, you're right.
Julius Randle had a bad game, bro. I don't know if he's scared of Giannis or what, because it was multiple times throughout the game where he had a layup and he had passed the ball. Like it was one time they closed out on him and he drove to the hole. Giannis jumped and he had a clear left-hand layup and he passed it to the corner for a turnover and they came down and scored. Like, bro, you can't do that. Having 9 points in a game like this, you can't do that, bro.
Especially with everything going on, man. It's just a bad loss, and now they have to think about that loss for a minute. But now you got to play Memphis, another team, a team that to some are playing better, and Ja has been playing amazing lately. Like Ja is averaging close to 30 points in his last 10 games. He's been on one, like he has. This is going to be a playoff type atmosphere tonight. You know, we're gonna be ready to watch it. You got any other takeaways?
No, I ain't got no more takeaways.
All right, that's it for our NBA takeaways of the week. Let's get into the shocking firing of Mike Malone. The Denver Nuggets fired Mike Malone on Tuesday. Yes, the Denver Nuggets fired Mike Malone. And apparently, him and the GM Calvin Booth, who also got fired, they had their differences. They really didn't like each other. So the owner basically just got rid of both of them. And then it was a clip out of Michael Malone saying that they don't watch film and they're full of shit. And then today, now it's a whole bunch of stuff coming out about the Denver Nuggets. So I'm read a couple of quotes and then I'm gonna ask you what you think about the firing. So the Denver Nuggets ownership was reportedly against trading Michael Porter Jr. Trading Michael Porter Jr. was the most obvious pathway, but sources say not only was the market cool on Porter for multiple reasons, but ownership has said 2 months before the deadline they were against trading Porter. And then a quote today, it said Calvin Booth was reportedly dismayed that Michael Malone continued to play Russell Westbrook over Jalen Pickens. This is from The Athletic. It said Booth wanted Malone to use younger players that he drafted and wanted Malone to stray away from using veterans for so many minutes. Jalen Pickens is a good example of this, according to lead sources. Booth was dismayed that Malone went to Westbrook over Pickett down the stretch of multiple games last week. And then another from The Athletic said Nikola Jokic was reportedly frustrated with the Nuggets' defensive performances this season. Lead sources, there has been significant frustration within the locker room and how the Nuggets were playing, particularly defensively. The Nuggets were just 20th in defensive rating. Jokic had been frustrated with the team defensive performances. And then apparently that Michael Malone was basically giving more leeway to Westbrook, and Westbrook just got there and some other players weren't getting leeway and some of the players didn't like it. But what is your take on Michael Malone getting fired by the Denver Nuggets?
I don't think they should have fired him, especially this close to playoffs. I think they should have waited in the offseason. Same thing as Taylor Jenkins. But if anything, I would have fired the GM, if anything. Because we talked about it in our chat off pod that he hasn't surrounded them with any talent. I mean, yeah, you got Westbrook, and you drafted some good players in Bron and things of that nature. But like we've been saying, this team isn't it. This team isn't good enough to win a championship. And Calvin Booth hasn't put anything around him since they won 2 years ago. I don't think it's on the coach, and I think it's on the talent that they had on that team. And part of that talent not being on that team is due to the GM. So I would have fired Calvin Booth. I wouldn't fire Mike Malone.
I mean, I would have, like you said, I would have waited till after the season. I think Michael Malone, who is the winningest coach in your franchise history, just won you the championship 2 years ago. I would have at least waited till the season. But I also saw like a quote that said that he didn't want, because apparently last year they was thinking about, like earlier in the year, and kind of like last year they was thinking about firing him. But since they made it, I guess, through the first round, it kind of gave him leeway. And then apparently I just saw this quote probably like a day ago. It said that it's basically whoever said that the owner didn't want to give him like some wiggle room. So basically saying, let's just say the Nuggets face, let's just say they faced the Rockets right in the first round. Let's say they beat them, right? Now it's like, okay, the Nuggets are looking good, and then the owners, and then they're looking like, we really can't fire him because he just got, even though they've been bad like kind of all year, we can't really fire him because he kind of taking his team far in the playoffs. They just beat the Rockets. So instead of waiting to the playoffs, let's just get it out the way right now. Let's just get it out the way now and fire him instead of basically giving him an excuse, a way out to keep his job. But in my opinion, I am shocked. I agree with you. We're literally a week away from the playoffs. We're a week away. And you fired who I think is a really good coach in the NBA. I really think he's a good coach in the NBA. You fire him because you didn't want to play the younger guys. And I don't think we're really high on, say, these younger guys outside of Bron. Like, Jalen Pickett was a good player at Penn State, but, is he worth playing over Russell Westbrook, who is an established veteran future Hall of Famer? In my opinion, no. I don't think so. Especially when Westbrook was playing good, because they sure was praying when he was playing good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very, It's a surprising firing. No one expected this. I don't care who you are. No one expected this, at least this late in the season. So I want to ask you again, what if you're Jokic, how do you look at this? Do you think about if they don't start making moves, could Nikola Jokic potentially lead the Denver Nuggets?
No, I don't think Jokic will leave the Nuggets. I think Jokic is like Luka. Yeah, he's loyal. Only way Jokic is leaving the Nuggets is if they trade him. But it was reports saying that Jokic he understood the firing. He understood why they did what they did. But Jokic is just worried about winning. I don't think he cares about any of that. Like, yeah, he's probably sad that Mike Malone's gone because he built that relationship with him. But for him, it's just a job. He shows up, he goes to work. As long as you give me a coaching here that can translate to us winning, and I think Jokic is fine with that.
Do we look now? Was paying Jamal Murray $208 million for 4 years? Is that technically a bad contract for him? So far is looking not great because now he's hurt and they don't even know if when he's coming back. They don't even know.
That's his hamstring, right?
Yeah, it's a hamstring. You know, with hamstrings is tricky, so you really don't even know. Like they just gave this man a max contract technically. Like we said, we talked about it. Like you let Bruce Brown, who helped you win that championship, you let him walk. KCP. Now at that time, it looked kind of bad because KCP helped them win the championship, was a good role player for them. Now it's like, okay, whatever. But at that time, it's like, how can you let KCP go? One of the best 3-and-Ds in the league. How could you let that go? They let him walk. You signed Zeke Naji to 4 years, $32 million. He's not good. He's not. He's just not good.
And then he hasn't even really played this season.
I got this thing of like all like what they've done. So like they traded Bones Highland and 2 second rounders for Thomas Bryant. Why are we doing that? For what? Like, what? You think Thomas Bryant's worth, say, a player in 2 second round picks? Like, you could use them 2 second round picks for something else. Like, you could do that.
And Bones Highland could have helped.
They weren't playing him. No one plays Bones Highland. No one plays
I think it's because he's small, G. That's all it is. I think it's because he's real small.
You let Bruce Brown, Jeff Green, and Thomas Bryant leave to sign elsewhere. Those Jeff Green, Bruce Brown were key factors of you winning. Yeah. You traded Ryan Dunn technically in 3 second rounders for DeRon Holmes. So that trade, I'm not upset at it because at that time, DeRon Holmes, he played for Dayton, I think, if I'm wrong. I think he played for Dayton. I think. The Nuggets need a backup big. So you draft a backup big who was pretty decent. So I don't have a problem with that. But Ryan Dunn, we look now, a young 3-and-D shooter who will help a Nikola Jokic. So it's like, that looks bad at DeRon Holmes. I think he tore his Achilles in Summer League. You paid Dario Saric. Oh, my God. That's a bad deal. Nah, that's bad. He doesn't even play. Dario Saric is not good.
Yeah.
Westbrook, 2 years, $7 million with a player. It's like, Westbrook, I don't think that's bad. But then you pay Jamal Murray the 4-year, $208. The GM just hasn't made good moves and hasn't surrounded Jokic the last couple of years with, say, good talent so they could potentially win. And people are saying they're wasting his prime. Like, Jokic is like 29, I think. He getting up there now. Like, we don't know how long he's like. I think he could play like this for another, say, 4 years. But, it's sports. You just don't know how long he's going to play like this.
Yeah, but I like I said, I think they should just fire the GM. I don't think the coach was the problem at all. He made some bad moves, and then he didn't make any moves to help Jokic. I think the GM should have been fired. But maybe the owners didn't rock with Mike Malone, though. That's the only other thing I can think of. Because why fire him and he just brought y'all a chip? That makes no sense.
It doesn't make sense.
That makes no sense at all. And it's not like it's a Doc Rivers thing where he won you a chip over 10 years ago or something like that. This was literally in the last 3 years. Like, come on now. So, yeah.
And he's
gonna get another job next year, though. He gonna get another job next year. He gonna be on a different team next year, though.
What if Mike Malone to the Spurs, and Popovich don't come back?
Yeah, I was thinking either the Spurs, the Bucks, the Grizzlies.
Oh, you think Doc Rivers getting fired?
If they first round exit, yeah. If they a first round exit, Doc Rivers is gone.
They could be paying like 3 coaches then. Man, that's so bad on the organization, bro. Because you
gotta do what you gotta do to find the right coach.
Bro, because you fired Budenholzer for Adrian Griffin, fired him literally in the season for Doc Rivers. Then you say fire him, and then you sign a new coach and say Mike Malone. It's like, bro.
I mean, but when a coach like this comes, you can't just sit there and wait, bro. If a coach like this comes about, you gotta go for it. You got to.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question then. You letting Chauncey Billups walk for Mike Malone? You know you love Chauncey.
Well, I don't think Mike Malone will want that job. I think Mike Malone wants a playoff team. That's still a rebuild team right now.
What if the Blazers pull a Detroit, give him something he can't refuse, give him an offer he can't refuse?
For that money,
and I mean, you like the Blazers. You know they're up and coming.
They nice upcoming team. Yeah, they got some trade pieces.
Maybe this type of coach could uplift them, say, to a playoff spot. I'm just saying, this is hypothetical. I'm just saying.
I mean, even then,
but you just said that you can't let a coach like this pass. So Chauncey Billups, he's coached better this year, but overall he has it. So I'm either picking between Chauncey Billups or Mike Malone, who just won a championship 2 years ago and probably can be better for this team than say Chauncey Billups.
It's like as an organization, you go for a top 10 coach like that in the league. But I don't think Mike Malone is gonna go there. Even though they is an up and coming team, he just won a chip. I think he wants to taste another championship. So I don't think he would go to an up and coming team. He has to go to a play. Well, he wants to go to a playoff team. I would think. Like unless like they offer him a Monty Williams contract or something like that, I could see him going. But other than that, nah.
You know, like technically, it's really not a lot of openings in the NBA. We're being honest. Like the only opening really, Spurs technically, but no. But I'm gonna put them in there because Popovich is question mark with his health. So I'm gonna just say the Grizzlies. That's 2. Honestly, the Kings.
Yeah, the Kings. Yep.
Well, those are playoff contenders. That's it. That's it. It's only really 3 teams technically. So, and say the other teams we think that coaches might get fired. Pelicans with Willie Green, Blazers with Chauncey.
The Pelicans could be a playoff team. They could be a playoff team.
Health, man. Health. You're banking on health.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say the Bulls because you know the Bulls they're about to be in the play, so they have a chance. So I don't think they're gonna fire Billy Donovan, especially he just went to the Hall of Fame. Congratulations, but I don't think they're gonna get rid of him now. And you say the Bucks, it's like it's not that many. Me personally though, I can see Mike Malone if he does get another. I wouldn't be shocked if he took next year off, chill out, wait and see the landscape of the next year to see the teams, and then wait. But if the Spurs job ain't available, I chill, bro. I chill. I have no problem because he's still getting paid regardless, so it doesn't really matter.
I still think him and Taylor Jenkins gonna be they gonna be on the team next year because I don't see him waiting another year because I don't see him waiting another year. Only because like he's a good ass coach and he just won. Like it'd be different if he hasn't won anything, but he just won. I feel like he wants to taste that again. And if he sits out a year, he could potentially miss out on the team that he wants.
What team does he want though? We just named like the playoff contenders.
Those Grizzlies, well, I really wouldn't want to go to the Kings, but the Grizzlies, the Kings, the Spurs. Say the Spurs. Say he waits out a year, and the Spurs end up, hiring that interim head coach as the head coach or something like that, or hiring somebody else.
But I mean, I'm cool. I get that, but I mean, NFL coaches do that all the time. When there ain't nothing available, they wait till next year. We saw it with Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick wanted to say that he wanted the Falcons job. He didn't get it, so he waited out the next year. He comes to next year, nothing was going on. Then he goes to college. Like, I think coaches, in the NBA, they could do the same thing. If I don't see nothing that I like potentially, or nobody offers me a job, just wait. I'll just wait, chill, get my money. Then next
somebody
year,
gonna offer that man a job.
Like next year you never know. Like next year you never know. Like we just saw it this year. 2 coaches who we thought would never get fired got fired. Like next year, hypothetically, I hope it doesn't happen. Let's say the Knicks. The Knicks could be losing games, and then they fire Tom Thibodeau. There go a really good job in the Knicks right there. Hypothetically saying, let's say the Minnesota Timberwolves, they keep losing. Chris Finch is out. There go another good team you could potentially like. It's just you never know. You're taking a risk, but you never know.
If the Knicks get bounced the first round, I think they might fire Thibodeau this offseason.
I swear I asked you that, and I think you said you wouldn't fire them. I think I asked if you would get rid of Tom Thibodeau. You said no.
I mean, but they've been really bad. I mean, granted, Jalen Brunson hasn't been there. But if they get that first round exit, I wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks would fire him.
If they lose to the Pistons and say 7-game series, Tom Thibodeau could potentially get fired?
Yeah, I can see it.
Would you fire them though? If you're the GM, would you?
Would I fire Tibbs? No, I wouldn't fire Tibbs. I'll still keep Tibbs. We need to get a bench for Tibbs. That's what we need to do. We need to get a bench so we can get our starter some rest so he cannot play them the entire game, the entire season.
You think if he did have a bench, would he still not play those guys like almost high 30s?
I think they'll play like mid to low 30s because you got a bench now. You don't have to play them 38, 39, 40 minutes anymore. You got a bench. You got people who can relieve them and not only increase the game or keep the game at bay. So, no, I don't think he still play them high minutes.
I wouldn't fire Tibbs, but it ain't been looking good since you've been here, brother. You on the short leash, I'll say that. You're on the short leash.
He can't get no first round exit, though. He can't. He got to make it to the second round.
So the Nuggets right now, they will face if playoffs ended now, they will face the Clippers, and especially with all this drama going on. It sounds like you would pick the Clippers, though. If they face them.
I would. I would pick the Clippers. Yeah, I'll pick the Clippers.
If Jamal Murray is somewhat healthy, which I doubt it, I would pick the Clippers. But if Jamal Murray is somewhat healthy, I probably would lean the Nuggets because they got the best player in that series. But Kawhi, if healthy, I'm not saying he matching Jokic. I'm not saying that at all. But Kawhi healthy, he could get busy. And if James Harden shows up, I hope he does, but I haven't seen it yet. They could definitely. It will be a great first round matchup, and I think everybody will want to see that. But
how you think it's gonna shake out? Me personally, I think for the West, I think it's gonna be it's gonna be them top 3: Thunder, Rockets, Lakers, and then I think it's gonna be either if it's switched or not, it's gonna be the Clippers versus the Nuggets, and then the Grizzlies gonna stay right there. I think everything is gonna stay the same. I think 1 through 8 is gonna stay the same basically. And then for the East, I think the Pistons gonna move up to 5th.
They will face the Bucks twice. They have to beat them twice.
I think they could do that. I think that they gonna move up to 5th. Bucks gonna move down to 6th. It's gonna be Bucks and Knicks, and Pacers and Pistons.
I think in the West, the top 3 will stay the same. The Nuggets, I wouldn't be shocked if the Clippers pass them and be 4th seed. I think the Nuggets stay at 5. I think the Nuggets will be 5. The Warriors, I don't know. I'm gonna say Minnesota jumps to 6.
Minnesota jumps to okay.
I think they jump to 6, and then the Grizzlies 7, and the Warriors 8. But like I said today, technically you need like if I'm the Lakers, technically you need the Grizzlies to win. Technically. Because they will stay the 6th seed. I don't think they jump the Clippers depending on their head-to-head matchup. So, and like we always say, the Lakers, we want to see the Grizzlies. That's what we want to see. And the Rockets, well, if I'm the Timberwolves, I want to face Houston. I do want to face them. Even though we always talk about the Thunder and the Timberwolves have great games and the Timberwolves match up well, I still want to see the Rockets. And the Warriors, if they had to face OKC, I'm not going to lie to you. I would probably pick OKC and they will beat them in 6 games.
Yeah, I got OKC versus the Warriors for sure.
But in overall, though, like we said, this is a shocking firing from the league. We just didn't expect this with basically 4 games left. And how are the Nuggets going to respond to this? Who knows? Because apparently the owner said he made this firing to ignite the team. There wasn't no joy. So firing one of the best coaches would ignite them.
It's going to ignite the team?
Hey, man, that's what he said, bro.
Oh, wait, who said that?
This was the owner. This was the owner.
That's it. How would that ignite the team? Because I'm pretty sure those players messed with Mike Malone a lot. Well, he came out there.
Well, my bad. I was just going to say, according to some reports, they said they didn't like that Westbrook was saying getting special treatment, and they like tuned him out. I don't think that wasn't like the main reason, but that was one of the reasons. Like you go give like special treatment to say like your best players. That's just how it is. But to some, they didn't like that.
He's a former MVP. He's a future Hall of Famer.
But I think it's because he just got there. I think that's the problem. He got there.
Bro, you got another pecking order of the NBA, bro. When it's a player like that coming to your team, bro, he's going to get special treatment, bro. That's just how it goes.
So this is from Chris Haynes, great insider or whatever. He said, Denver Nuggets owner Josh Kroenke met with the team prior to shoot-around on Wednesday to say the team wasn't playing with joy and implored them to fight with passion and enthusiasm the duration of the season. The team appeared rejuvenated in the win over the Kings.
That sound like cap.
Hey, that's what they said, bro. That's what they said, man. I'm just going off this. That's where they go. But I mean, low key though, sometimes you know how it is in sports. Sometimes you just need to hear a different voice. Sometimes you just tune out to say a coach. That's just how it is sometimes, and then you just need a different voice. And maybe Adelman can rejuvenate them and give them joy for the rest of the season and into the playoffs. I'm just saying.
No, they a first round. They finna be a first round exit.
That's crazy, bro. Let me see. Not gonna lie though, if I'm Jokic, I look at it kind of like you said. They said they afford him, but it's like he's the only coach I played for. It's like he just won us a champ. He helped us. He coached us to a championship. I'm not liking it. Like you said, I don't think he leaves. But I am looking at you sideways, and I kind of hoping you make the moves because we talk about like these young players. Like it's just a lot of young players, and it's like they're just not ready. And I don't have a problem with Mike Malone saying playing Westbrook, an established good veteran over say a young guy, especially when you are win now. Like you are in a win now mode. Like you're trying to win. Like this isn't a rebuild. We're trying to win. So yes, I have no problem with Westbrook playing more minutes over Jaden Pickett. I have no problem with that whatsoever.
Bro, it's hard to try to integrate a rookie into a playoff team and having him play well. Like that's not easy to do. Because he has to follow all the defensive assignments. He has to know the offense. Like he has to basically play like a veteran out there, and he's a rookie. like you said, we in win now mode. We can't afford for mistakes because that mistake that you make in the fourth quarter on one or two possessions could cost us the game.
Bro, where is that? Did I don't think I saved the picture. I probably got it. Because it was talking about, with Jalen, how the GM wanted Jalen Pickett. Because yesterday, Jalen Pickett kind of closed the game out and they benched Westbrook like in the fourth quarter for Jalen Pickett. Because I saw Jalen Pickett play 30 minutes and Westbrook only played 17. With Mike Malone, Westbrook will at least play 20 something. At least 20. But like Christian Braun, I get it because he's had more playing time in the NBA, but like Julian Strawther, Jalen Pickett, Hunter Tyson, I think is on that team. I think, could be wrong, but those guys haven't shown you anything. So it's like, why should I play them? Why should I? And plus, you haven't drafted good anyway. You just haven't.
And now you asking me to trust a rookie in the playoffs? Like, come on now. Like, I'm not saying he's not gonna live up to the hype. Who knows if he will? But that's a big risk that you taking because now say he doesn't live up to the hype. Now you look stupid.
Okay, so here's a quote. It said, "Players on the Nuggets began to lose faith in Michael Malone after he gave Russell Westbrook special treatment." This is from The Athletic. All the while, Malone's choice to continue supporting Westbrook, despite the frustration he was causing on and off the floor, ultimately led to a loss of credibility among the team's key players. It was one thing when Malone handled Jokic and Murray with more leniency than the rest of the group, but affording Westbrook that sort of treatment, even with his Hall of Fame resume, wasn't received well by some.
Hey, now this goes back to: do you think Westbrook is the problem or not? Because remember, the last couple teams Westbrook been on, we didn't hear reports about him. The Lakers, the Clippers. So is it a Westbrook thing or what?
I don't know, because I know you be seeing how every time people praise him, they say he's one of the best teammates they ever had.
That's true.
So I'm confused. So who's lying? Is he a bad teammate or is he not? Because I see a lot of players say, I saw Austin Reeves say he was a great teammate. I saw Bradley Beal say he was a great teammate. James Harden, Paul George, they say he was a great teammate. Which one is it? I'm seeing like they were sticking up for Westbrook early in the season. How Eric Gordon would say, we could get Westbrook that first ring. How Jokic say, me and Westbrook are kind of the same player. Like, which one is it? Like, I don't know, because I keep hearing difference. I'm hearing like right now, he was a problem, but then here comes the teammates say he was a great teammate. Which one is it? I don't know.
When you winning, all that stuff don't matter no more. But once you start losing, that's when people start getting in their feelings. Because I think that foul that he committed, that was a bad foul. That was a really bad foul. So that could have changed the whole trajectory of things. Because just imagine if they didn't lose that game, does Mike Malone still keep his job, or you think he was fired regardless?
Honestly,
because now there are reports coming out. What they want him to play younger people. They didn't want him to play Westbrook. Westbrook gave up that foul for that in order for them to lose. It's like see, this is exactly what we're talking about. So if Westbrook didn't foul, then it's like does he keep his job?
I don't think that was the reason. I don't think that was the game, but I think that might be part of the reason, because they lost that game against the Pacers on Sunday, and Jokic had a triple-double too, and Tyrese Halliburton doesn't even have a good scoring game, and you lose. And I don't think Pascal Siakam played that game, and you lose. Like, you're really not supposed to lose those type of games when Jokic has a 60-point triple-double, all-time great game, you lose, and Jokic, I think, had a 30-point triple-double, and you lose. These are all games at home, too. So I think it was just a combination of everything, but I think those two games were just the final straw. So yeah, here's another quote. It said Westbrook's future with the Denver Nuggets is uncertain. In Wednesday's night, 124-160 win over the Kings. Adelman benched Westbrook down the stretch of the fourth quarter, choosing instead to close with Pickett. Westbrook has a player option for $3.4 million to return to the Nuggets next season, but league sources say his future with the organization is uncertain nonetheless. Well, technically, if he opts in, I mean, you either gonna keep either way, he's gonna get paid if he opts in regardless. So you can keep him on the team, not let him stay away from the team, or you can release him. He's still gonna get paid regardless. So it doesn't really matter.
If you're him, are you asking for a trade next season after you opt in?
So do it like I was with the Clippers, or buyout. I mean, probably buyout. Probably I'm gonna try and get a buyout. I mean,
is there a market for Westbrook?
I was just about to ask that. Is there even a market for him? I don't know. I would, we would go through free agency and stuff like that, but I honestly don't know. I really don't know.
I mean, just a lot of good guards, bro. It's a lot of good guards too, so
I don't know. But oh no, Francisco, you bogus. You ain't shit.
Shanghai Sharks.
Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
They'll pay him that bag. He'll get his money over there for sure.
Yeah, I think he'd rather retire than go over there. Westbrook already made a lot of money
over there.
Westbrook already made a lot of money. What do you need to go over there for?
I mean, he think he could probably still, Westbrook still got some years of basketball left in him.
If you got the resume, you made a whole bunch of money. Now, unless you just love the hoop, yeah, I'm cool. But if it's like, yeah, I love the hoop, but it's like, I'd rather just retire, chill with my family, and move on. All right. Think we're done with the Michael Malone situation. You know what? I was going to start with our hot takes. That'll probably be last. Let's start with our all NBA teams and all defensive teams. Let's start with the all defensive teams first. So we're going to go through the first team. We're going to explain why we got these certain players here, then go to the second team, and then we're going to go to our all NBA teams. That's what I'm waiting on. I want all NBA teams. But let's go.
Go ahead, go first.
All right. So remember, these guys play 65 games, just positionless. But on my first team, all defensive team, the first guy I got is Amen Thompson. We know what he is. One of probably the most athletic player in the NBA. Offense, but his defense is amazing. Locks down everybody, gets steals, blocks. He averages a steal and a block per game. He's just one of the best defenders, in my opinion, in the league. The second name I got, Dyson Daniels on the Atlanta Hawks, averages 3 steals per game. He has been, for the Hawks, a godsend for them on defense. He is their best defender. He has at least kept them into play-in because of his defense. I got Dyson Daniels. My third name, I got Draymond Green. Talked about it, probably the defensive player of the year. He plays center, has to pass the ball, but his defense, man, having a guard, center, power forwards, and even some guards, he does everything for that defense, man. He is the reason why the Warriors are, he's one of the reasons why the Warriors are where they at now, because of his defense. Draymond Green has shit the defensive player of the year conversation. So I got Draymond Green. Fourth name I got, Evan Mobley. I know the Cavs defense ain't been like it was the last couple of years, but we know what Evan Mobley is. Evan Mobley is still one of the best defenders in the league. Blocking, steal, he does everything. I ain't going to talk about his offense because this is straight defense, but Mobley on the defensive end is a great player. And the last name I got on the first team, I got Luke Dort. Luke Dort has been great on the perimeter this year. Like, he just has, man. Some people might say, Shea, J-Dub might be best defender, whatever. But I think Luke Dort is probably their best perimeter defender on that team, or at least the second best defender on that team. But I think Luke Dort has played amazing on defense, and that's why they got one of the best defense in league history and in the league because of Luke Dort. So I got Luke Dort. So I got Amen Thompson, Dyson Daniels, Draymond Green, Evan Mobley, and Lou Dort as my first team all defensive team.
For my first team, I got Evan Mobley. Obviously, like you said, Mobley's averaging steal and 1.6 blocks. But also when I looked up their defensive ratings, he's only allowing the league average is 113 points. And with Mobley on the floor, it's 107 that the Cavs are giving up. So that's really well. Then I got Draymond. Like you said, Draymond's a big focal point of the Warriors defense. He's the quarterback of their defense, and he's, in contention for Defensive Player of the Year. Then we got Dyson Daniels, the steal leader, and he's almost averaging a block a game. And he's a big reason why the Hawks have been tryhards this season when they should have been taken to try to get a lottery pick. Then Luke Dort. I think Luke Dort is the best defender on the Oklahoma City Thunders. He takes the best matchup every single night. He locks up the opposing opponent's best player every single night. Well, he plays a really good job on him and slows him down. And then lastly, I got Jaren Jackson Jr. He's not averaging 3 blocks like he did when he won Defensive Player before, but Jaren Jackson still averaging like 1.3 steals, 1.5 blocks. And he's a big reason why the Grizzlies have a good defense. Now, while they're they're 11, but you could say top 10 because the Pistons have the same defensive rating. But he's a reason why they're top defense in the league now. And he plays the 5, he plays the 4, he guards threes, he literally guards everybody. So that's my first team.
I'm surprised you don't got a man in there. You speak highly of a man. I thought a man would be on your first team. I'm not gonna lie. I thought
he's on my second team.
I expect that. But now on the first team, I thought it was gonna be unanimous with everybody, but we have just one different player. Now, here we get to the spicy part with our second team. So, for the first name I got for my all defensive second team, I got Jaren Jackson. Like Charles said, Jaren Jackson is still one of the best defenders in the league. He still blocks shots. Yes, he doesn't rebound. Rebounding is a part of defense, but that's not his game. He's not getting rebounds like that. It's about the blocks, able to play on the perimeter or something, able to guard the bigs. Like that's just what he does. And he's actually probably been still a really good defender with Zach Edey next to him. And it makes life so much easier. But he was great without Zach Edey when he won Defensive Player of the Year. But now with Zach Edey, it just makes life more easier. And he's still one of the best defenders in the league. The next game I got Bam Adebayo. This isn't just offense. This is still defense. Bam is still one of the best big man defenders in the league. And I had him as my Defensive Player of the Year when we was coming into the season. And on defense, he still does what he has to do. He's still probably one of the best perimeter bigs in the game. He averages a steal a game, almost close to a block a game. Bam has the Miami Heat's defense. I think it's like top 5, I think. So, and that's because of him. He anchors that defense. He's somewhat like a Draymond Green, but a better scorer than Draymond, low key. Like if you think about it, but Bam is the reason why the Miami Heat have a good defense, and he's gonna always get respect from me on defensive end. The next game I got Rudy Gobert. I know Rudy Gobert ain't Defensive Player of the Year like that, but he anchors that defense, and I said it last week. I was editing the video this morning. I said Rudy Gobert anchors that Timberwolves defense. They have they give up I think they third in opponent scoring this year. And that's because of him. He blocks shots, he get rebounds. And if you notice recently, Rudy Gobert has been amazing recently. And his defense is the reason why the Timberwolves are back to where it was. Because remember, they was bad at one point, and we was worried about them. But yes, and Rudy Gobert is one of the reasons, probably the main reason, why that defense is really good. So you got to give Rudy Gobert his credit. The next name I got Jalen Williams. I got J-Dub. J-Dub has been really good defensively. If anybody knows, he's low-key up there with Lou Dort as a POA defender, one of the best defenders on the team. We talk about it. the Thunder have a lot of good defenders on their team, and I think J-Dub is one of them. I think he's gonna get on this second team, all defensive team, because his defense has really been good for the Thunder this year. Like it really has, and I gotta give him credit. And the last name I got Ivica Zubac, man. Ivica Zubac has been so good this year on the defensive end. He has the Clippers as like a top 3 defense in the league. And that's because of him blocking shots. I think he almost averages still. He just had a renaissance year anyway. He's played so good this year. And on the defensive end, with Kawhi Leonard back, with Chris Dunn, but it's Zubac. Zubac has been the key reason why the Clippers have one of the best defenses in the league. And I think he's going to get on here as on the second team all defense.
Yeah, I second. Our teams are legit the same. The difference is Amin and Jaren Jackson. It's literally switched because my second team, I got Bam. I got Bam. For obvious reasons why you said Bam is just like Draymond. He's the captain of their defense. He's the anchor of their defense. He's the one that's calling out all the defensive assignments, telling who to switch and where, and he guards 1 through 5. Khalil Ware, that helps him to stop banging with the bigs, but Bam is their defensive anchor. Then Rudy Gobert, even though you know how much I don't like Rudy Gobert, when one thing's for certain and 2 things for sure, Rudy Gobert is the reason why their defense is a top 5, no, they're a top 6 defense in the league. He's the reason why. Then Zubac, the Clippers, the Clippers are a top 3 defense in the league. They give up, their defensive rating is 109, and with Zubac on the floor, it's 107. So, and Zubac, he's averaging almost a steal and a block a game. So yeah, you got to put Zubac in there. Their defense is amazing. The Clippers' defense is amazing, like you said, without Kawhi as well. Then J-Dub. I think J-Dub deserves it. Like you said, J-Dub is a POA defender. If he's not taking the best player on the floor, Luke Dort is. And I believe those 2 are the key. If Chet was healthy all season, I think Chet would be on here. But since Chet been gone most of the season, those 2 were the focal point of the OKC defense and reason why they're big reason why they're number 1. And then Amin. Amin is the Rockets defense. If Amin's not on that floor, the Rockets defense is, I wouldn't say terrible. It's still good, but it's not the same. We seen him lock up Steph Curry. We seen him lock up Ja. We seen him lock up the opposing team's guards. So Amin definitely deserves a conversation for second team.
So obviously you said what?
And he's averaging a steal and a block. I didn't even know he was averaging a block.
You talking about Amin?
Man, yeah, he's averaging 1.4 steals
and 1.3 blocks.
First
team. That's why he made first team for me. Bro, the man been amazing. But I want to ask you something. So, we have some players that didn't meet the criteria in the 65 games that got hurt. So, we got Wemby. He would have been on here. He would have been first team, honestly. Sure. We got Chet. Could be either, whichever one. And we got Jalen Suggs, those 3. I was going to say, like, Derek White, Drew. I ain't going to name them. But I'm going to just go with those 3. Because if they
Derek
was
White
healthy,
and Drew Holiday been the same this year.
Yeah, so they weren't going to make it. If those 3 guys were healthy, what 3 players are you taking off the all-defensive team for Wemby, Chet, and Jalen Suggs?
Zubac.
Zubac's been great.
I probably Rudy. And probably I want to say either Bam or Draymond. Either Bam or Draymond. Because I think Mobley, Dyson, Dort, or no, probably Jaren Jackson. That's a good one. That's a good one. But Zubac and Rudy going for sure. But Victor
it's crazy because you just said they have a 109 defensive rating. That's great with him.
That's amazing.
That's great.
That's amazing.
That's probably better than say a Bam.
We talking about Victor. We talking about Victor.
No, cool. I get that. But you can't tell. But with what he's done this year, you can't tell me that any of these other guys ain't been playing better than Zubac's defensively, like a Jaren Jackson. Because you instantly said Zubac. You didn't say I don't know. Even though he had that great defensive rating with him on the court, I kind of want to say J-Dub, low key, but that defense, their defense has been so great this year. I feel like they're gonna get two. I would take out probably Jaren Jackson for say Wimpy. For Chet, I'm gonna take Bam out. I'm gonna take Bam. So I'll take out Jaren Jackson and Bam for Chet. Now, this last one getting spicy for Jalen Suggs, because Jalen Suggs, if he was healthy, he's on here again. You know, I take out Rudy Gobert, but I gotta keep Zubac.
Hey, I'll say you think they're considered Sengun, because Sengun is averaging almost a steal. He averaging a block, and his defensive rating is a 104. He got a top 5 defensive. It's like Shea, I think J-Dub and Sengun, like they got like a top 5. He's top 5 in defensive ratings in the league right now.
I would say, like, look at the people he have around him, but then I can say the same thing with the Thunder. Like, look who all they got on their team. But it's like, but I think those players are legit defenders. Sengun really isn't a defender. It's just he has those other.
His defense has gotten better this year. His defense has gotten better this year for sure.
No, I'm not. No, I agree. But look, okay, so like on the Thunder side, Shea, good defender. Dort, good defender. J-Dub, good defender. Chet, good defender. Isaiah Hartenstein, a decent defender. Caruso, good defender. Casey Wallace, good defender.
Yeah. Aaron Wiggins, good defender.
Yeah, so look at it. That's 8 guys. That's 8 guys. But then when you go on the Rockets, you got Fred. Okay, you got a man. Dylan Brooks, Tari. And it's like they kind of masking Sengun's inability on defense. They're masking it. So it's like he has people to cover for him. These guys don't got nobody that can cover for him. They're just that good defensively. They're just that good. So, nah, I don't think so. That's just me, though. But, no, the defensive teams, I think it was really good. I think we basically had the same people. It's just Amin and Jaren Jackson switch.
Jaren Jackson,
yeah, so besides that, everything was great. And I think this is actually probably going to be a defensive team. Here we go. Oh man, it's gonna be nasty. This is gonna be our. I already know. This is gonna be some nasty right here. I already know, bro. It's gonna be somebody on here that somebody got. All right, man. Let's start with the first team. Then we go, then we say, and then we go down. So I ain't gonna lie, the first team, we probably got the same people. But for the first team, obviously for my all NBA first team, I got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Averaging 32, 5 and 6 with a block and a steal, shooting 51% from the field, 37% from 3. Most likely going to be the MVP of the year. Got them boys at 60 plus games. It's not, I don't need to say much. He's just been that great that he's going to be all NBA first team. The next name I got Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum has clearly been the best player on the Celtics. He is averaging 27, 9 and 6. With a steal, 45% from the field, 34% from 3. He has gotten them basically to 60-plus wins. And without him, they probably wouldn't be like this, especially with Jaylen Brown struggling this year. But Jason Tatum is one that has been a top 5 player this year in the NBA, especially with all these injuries. So Jason Tatum is on my first team. Next game I got Giannis Antetokounmpo, easily 30, 12, and 6 with a block, 60% from the field. Giannis has been great. I know he's missed almost sometimes. He almost didn't make the 65 games. If you look at it, he just hit 65.
Yeah, he just hit it. He just hit it.
So I'm like, oh, thank God. But Giannis deserves to be on here. He's had another great year. One of his best years in the NBA, honestly. But Giannis is on here. And Nikola Jokic, obviously, averaging a triple-double, 30, 13, and 10. With all... Low-key, he averaging almost 2 steals per game. Low-key, they talk about his defense. He almost averages 2 steals, but shooting 57% from the field, 41% from 3. Nikola Jokic has been the best player in the NBA. No one can stop him. He's just been amazing. So easily on my first team. Now, this is where it got a little, where you got to think about it. But the last name I got for my first team is Karl-Anthony Towns. Karl-Anthony Towns is
you put Cat. Oh, I'm surprised. Now that surprised me. I ain't gonna lie.
I bet you got LeBron or something. But let me finish, then you go. So, but yes, I have Karl-Anthony Towns as my first team. 24, 13, and 3, 52% from field, 42% from 3. Jalen Brunson has missed time, and Cat has been so good this year. Even when he first got to New York, he's been amazing for that team. And I think if some players, like if Wemby was there, he probably wouldn't have got first team. But I think Cat, you can argue, has been a top 5, top 10 player with the healthy players. When we going off this, you can argue it. But 24, 13, I can't overshadow that. I think Cat has been amazing this year for the Knicks. So he's my last spot on the first team All NBA.
My first team, of course, you got Shea, the favorite for MVP this year. You already went through his averages, so I don't gotta do all that. But then I got Tatum. Of course, he's the number 2 team in the East. Like you said, they've been injury plagued all season, and Jason Tatum has gotten them. Most likely, they're gonna get 60 wins this year. So Jason, and then he stepped it up. After all that smut that was put on his name, he came back this season with a vengeance. So I got him on there. Then Giannis, Giannis speaks for himself. He's having a great year. He should have been in the MVP conversation, but his team isn't doing that hot. He's been carrying his team all year. Then I got Donovan Mitchell. I gave Donovan Mitchell first team nod because not only are they 63 and 16, he sacrificed and he's making winning plays, and he helped Darius Garland play better. So I gave him a nod for winning. I acknowledge his wins, and then I put him on the first team. It was between either him and low-key Ant. I wanted to put Ant in there because Ant's going crazy this season.
You didn't say Jokic, did you?
I did say Jokic. I said Jokic. Yeah.
You did? Oh. So yours is Shea, Jason, Giannis, Jokic, and Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan.
I mean, I have no problem with Donovan. It's just how do you grade all NBA? Is it just performances? Because if that's the case, Cat has been better than Donovan. And you can say,
I think it's both.
The thing in. Like I just don't know. I don't know how do you grade all NBA. Me personally, I think all NBA is really just you're just playing really good. I think it plays a part of your team winning, but not as much as say MVP. I think MVP is about winning and playing good, but I think in all NBA it's more about are you playing good, because not to say like football, because all pro, you could be wrong, but if your team is bad, you still gonna be on there regardless. So I think that's kind of how all NBA is. It's more about your play instead of you winning. But to each their own.
I think it's both. I think all NBA is about not only your stats and how you're playing, but also if your team's winning. Because if that's the case, then like you said, for the Pro Bowl, we're rewarding basically empty stats. Like if that's the case, if LaMelo would have played 65 games, LaMelo could have been on the third team or something like that. But for a fact, this team wasn't going to be winning. I think it's both. I think it's winning and stats. I think winning plays a huge part too, though.
I mean, it really just depends. But I just think it's more about if you're really like if your play is that good, you'll get on there. But I don't think winning plays that huge of a part. But it is what it is. All right. So for my second team All NBA, I have Donovan Mitchell. Like you said earlier, Donovan Mitchell has sacrificed for his team. He still give you 24, 4, and 5, which is still 44% from the field, 36% from the 3. He's still playing really good. But I just didn't think he played better than, say, Cat this year. But he is an argument for first team, but he's been really good. Like you said, got that team to 63 wins. He's had some monster games here and there. But overall, he's still playing really good, and he deserves to be on the second team. The next name I got is Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is averaging 27 points, 6 and 4, shooting to 39% from the three-pointer, from the 3-point line this year on 10 attempts. That is really good for him. And no one thought he was going to be like that. And he has the Timberwolves, well, right now as a play-in, but better than what we thought because they were bad at one point and he got them back to being really good again. That's off his play. Anthony Edwards is really good. And he's averaging the most points in his career this year, and he deserves to be on the second team All-NBA. The next name I got is LeBron James. LeBron James is averaging 24, 8, and 8 at age 40-some years old. Yes, Luka is the best player on the team now, but LeBron overall has been really good for the Lakers, almost close to averaging a triple-double, if we're being honest, 24, 8, and 8. LeBron has just been good this year. Yes, he's missed some time, but he has just been so great for the Lakers, and without him, they would not be good. But overall, LeBron play has shown why he'll be on the second team All-NBA. And the next name I got Cade Cunningham. I think he's going to make second team All-NBA. Cade is averaging 25, 6, and 9 assists with a career high, 46% from the field, 35% from the three. Got the Pistons to new heights that no one thought, not me at least, I did not think they would get to these type of heights. But Cade has been playing good. He's been healthy majority of the year, and look where he got the Pistons at in a playoff spot. So his play has gotten him, in my opinion, on second team. And the last name I got James Harden. James Harden is almost averaging a double-double with 22, 6, and 8, 40% from the field, 34% from three. He's gotten the Clippers in the playoff spot now, and a lot of people didn't think they would be like this, but James Harden has played good this year. He's actually been really healthy this year. He's played like 70-some games. So he's been there for the Clippers. He's been consistent for them. He just had a great year overall, and I deserved him for making second team All-NBA.
All right, for my second team, I got Karl-Anthony Towns. Karl-Anthony Towns, he's played way better this season since being under Thibodeau. He's back rebounding, like he once was. Earlier in the season, well, right when Cat got traded, I said that Cat had his best years under Tom Thibodeau, and so far it's the same thing. Cat's eating under Tom Thibodeau, and he's helped that Knicks team. Right now they have a chance to beat their record from last year. At this time, at the end of the year, they were like 50 and 32. And right now they're 50 and 29. So they got 3 more games left. They could beat that. And Cat's a big reason why they're increasing that win total this year. Then I got Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley has stepped it up, even though he's not averaging 20 points per game like most of these people on this list is. It's that defense. That defense has really helped the Cavs be one of the top defenses in the league. His offense has taken the next step, and he's a big reason why they are winning games. So I gave him a nod on second team. LeBron James. You gotta put Bron on the second team. He's the reason why the Lakers, even though Luka is there now, he's a big reason why the Lakers are the 4th seed right now. Or the 3rd seed right now. Then I got Ant. Like you stated earlier, Ant's taking 10 threes and almost shooting 40%. I think he's shooting about 40% from the three. Like you said, they were playing bad early in the beginning of the season, and then he willed that team he put that team on his back, and now they're potentially fighting for that 4th, 5th, or 6th seed. Who else I got? And then I got, even though he hasn't played 65 games yet, I think he will. I got Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson, he's averaging 26 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists. He's up this assist from last year. Obviously, that's due to Cat being on this team now. But we've seen the impact Jalen Brunson has on this Knicks team. Since Jalen Brunson has been injured, the Knicks have not looked the same. And so I'm giving Jalen Brunson that nod on the second team.
So your 5 was, read the 5 again.
Jalen Brunson, Anthony Edwards, LeBron James, Evan Mobley, and Karl-Anthony Towns.
Okay. I have no problem with that. I'll say this: Evan Mobley is not on here. He's in the honorable mentions, though. I'll say that he's honorable mention. And I K will be on here. It's just, will his play overtake some of the other people's play to make second team? Like, for example, like a Jalen Brunson, not yours, but just in general, like a Jalen Brunson who has missed time. I think Cade has played more games than him, and you can argue Cade has played better. You can argue. I'm not saying he has, but you can argue it. So, to some, can Cade make that second team? And I think he has a chance of making the second team All NBA. I really think he does. Now, does Mobley have a chance to make second team? I don't know. I wouldn't mind. If he would have said third, I would have been like, okay, that's cool. The second team, I don't know. But if he gets it, I wouldn't be upset because Mobley been great.
I think it's his impact on both ends. That's why I think it's gonna get him that nod, because he's already in running for Defensive Player of the Year, and I think if he gets that, they're definitely gonna give him second team.
Okay. All right. So the final team, All NBA third team. I think this is where, for me at least, it got a little. It was some players that was like, should they get on here? Should they not? But these are the players I picked for my All NBA third team. The first player I got Steph Curry. Steph Curry is averaging 24 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. He's still shooting 39% from 3, 44% from field. Steph Curry has been good all year, but his recent play has been really good since Jimmy Butler got there, and he is one of the reasons why the Warriors are back to being a playoff team instead of a play-in team. Steph Curry has been great as usual for the Golden State Warriors, and I think he will make the third team All NBA. The next name I got is Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson had the chance of making my second team. It was really because of I honestly. It was because he missed a decent amount of games, and that's it. But Jalen Brunson, like Charles said, 26 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists. He is the reason. He is the best player on the Knicks. When he got injured, they fell off. But now, when he plays, they're a great team. And Jalen Brunson has been great all year. He's their leading scorer. Jalen Brunson will make an All-NBA team. And I think Charles said, I think he will play the last 2 games, I think, to get that 65 so he can make it. I was hesitant on that too. But the next name I got, I think this is where it gets a little, does he deserve it? Not. I put Jaren Jackson on here. I think Jaren Jackson has been the best player on the Grizzlies all year. John Moran has been hurt all year, but Jaren Jackson has been there for the Grizzlies. He's averaging 22, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, but he shoots 37% from 3. He is a really good three-point shooter, and I think without him being consistent and great, they would not be where they are, especially with Ja being out. Like Jaren Jackson, I think, has a chance of really getting a third team All NBA, in my opinion. I think he has a real shot. Jaren Jackson's been really good. The next name I got, this might be questionable, but it is what it is. I give it to Trae Young. I think Trae Young deserves one. The team ain't good. I understand that, but 24 and 11, I can't overshadow that. He's been that team. He is the team. Without him, they probably wouldn't be nowhere. But basically leading the league in assists and still give you 24 points a game, I can't overshadow that. Trae Young has been great for the Hawks individually. So I think he will get it. In the last name, this was tough. The last name was tough. You can argue, probably shouldn't be on here, but the last name I got is Domantas Sabonis. Sabonis is averaging 19, 14, and 6 for the Kings. Almost averaging triple-double, shooting a career high 40% from 3, which is key, 58% from the field. Yes, the Kings are the good team, but Sabonis individually has been great for them. Automatic double-double. I think Sabonis will make a third team All-NBA. So the last names I got is Steph Curry, Jalen Brunson, Jaren Jackson, Trae Young, and Domantas Sabonis.
Yeah, Trae, I agree. Trae Young definitely deserves one, bro. They overshadow him way too much. But I think it's gonna be the same thing again this year, bro. I think they still gonna overshadow him. It's just because of the winning. But for my third team, first I got Steph Curry. Just like how we said, Draymond is the quarterback and the leader on that defense. Steph Curry is their offense. Without Steph Curry, the Golden State Warriors would not be the Golden State Warriors. And he made my third team because of his play recently when Jimmy Butler came. When Jimmy Butler came, it was like Steph was rejuvenated and he turned into prime stuff. And he got his team into playoff contingency, and they have a chance at either the fourth or the fifth seed. Next, I got Cade Cunningham. Like you said, Cade Cunningham, he's averaging almost 26 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists. Is in contention for most improved. He's a big part of the reason why the Pistons are the fifth seed the sixth seed right now, potentially could be the fifth seed. Who else I got? And then I got another OKC member. I got J-Dub. This year, J-Dub has upped his stats in every category from points to rebounds and assists. He's averaging 22 points. He's averaging 5 assists, averaging 5 rebounds, 1.6 steals, almost a block a game. And he's a big vocal point on that defense. So I'm giving J-Dub the nod. And then Jaren Jackson, like you said. Jaren Jackson has been the best player for the Memphis Grizzlies this year. He's been the most healthy player. He's a big reason why they still stayed afloat throughout the season because Desmond Bane missed time, Ja missed time, GG Jackson, the list goes on. And then lastly, I got Sengun. I know you had Sabonis, and Sabonis is not a bad choice at all. But I'm gonna reward Sengun, and I think they're gonna reward Sengun for winning. Sengun's averaging almost 20 points per game, 19 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal on the block. So I'm giving Sengun a nod.
My honorable mentions was Tyler Hero, Devin Booker, Tyrese Halliburton, Mobley, and Garland and J-Dub. Those are my honorable mentions. I wasn't gonna pick none of them, but I never even thought of Sengun. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't even think of him. I didn't. I wouldn't even have thought.
I'm surprised by that.
Not really. I'm not really.
They the second best team in the West. He the best player on their team right now. So like, I'm surprised you didn't even put him in there.
Well,
he definitely deserves a third team.
Well, this comes back to like, what is your All NBA team? Because it's like, who is playing? Like, I feel like it just depends. Like, who's just playing better? Like, you can argue Sabonis is playing better. Like, you can argue it. I'm not saying he is, but you can argue it. Say with Jaren Jackson, you can argue it. Like, it really just depends. And I think at these moments that those two are just playing better than Sengun. Like, I really do. And like you said with Trae Young, they probably snub him again. They snub him every time. So but I think he deserves to at least make the third.
That's why I say I think winning plays a big part. Because if the Hawks would say like the 6th seed, how can you not put him in there? Especially after nobody had this team, probably even making a play-in. And then he's averaging 24 and 12?
Yeah, well, 11, but yeah.
24 and 11. Like, how could you not put him on there?
Like I said, it depends on what is your criteria. Is it winning? Because I feel like with defense, defense plays to winning. Like, but it's like I don't think we say, "Hey man, if they winning games, man, that defense." Like, I don't think we do that. But if it comes to this and say MVP, it's like you gotta win for us to at least think about you to a degree, But I mean, it's not bad. This is pretty good. The only thing I think Evan Mobley won't get on one. I really don't think he will.
That's the only one.
No, I don't. I really don't. I think J-Dub has a better case than Mobley. Because yes, his play has improved, but it's just like look at the numbers. Like, look at the numbers. What is he averaging? Like close to 19, 8, and probably like 3 assists. I think the last time I saw something like that. It's something like that. Like, those are good stats. But when you look at some other players, say like Jaren Jackson, 22 points, 6 assists, 6 boards, 37% from 3 to some voters, that probably pops out more. I'm just saying.
I mean, but you that's what all NBA is. I feel like it's about all their play. Like, they all around play, not just their offense. But Mobley, like I said, his defense is a big impact on that team, and I feel like a big reason why they go at least he's gonna make an All NBA team. If he doesn't make the second, he's gonna at least make an All NBA team. I think they're gonna have at least 2 Cavs on there. I'm surprised you put Sabonis on there. They're not winning at all. Like I said, most of these players, I think they're gonna give them because of winning, and so I'm surprised. Like Sabonis, what did you say Sabonis was averaging? Like 19, 14, and what?
6. Shooting 40% from 3.
I mean, those numbers sound better to me than Jaren Jackson's. And then if you compare him and Sengun, it's damn near the same.
Well,
19, 10, and 5. Say it was
who averaging that? You talking? Who's
Sengun.
that?
Sengun.
Yeah, but Sengun ain't a sexy name. Yeah, think about it though. What's a sexy name?
Sabonis ain't no sexy name either.
Yeah, but he be getting snubbed. He gets snubbed for no reason. Like,
when does the All NBA come out? When does it all come?
It usually comes out like kind of early in the playoffs. Because I went back and looked. No, I didn't. No, I went to see when did I post the All NBA, but it's kind of through somewhat kind of early mid playoffs. So it comes out then and there. But same with defensive team, it comes out somewhat in there. But we'll see. It's a good list. It's a good list. Nothing bad. I'm surprised. No, it wasn't nothing. It wasn't nothing. Oh. No, okay, real quick. Kane is your guy. How come you think he won't make second team?
Because it's his first year. I think they want to see it again. I think, don't get me wrong, he's having an amazing season, but this is his first time doing it. So I think he deserves to be on an All NBA team for sure, but I don't think he deserves that second team. Not yet. Not yet. I don't think they're gonna give it to him just because, like I said, this is his first time doing it.
But isn't that what we care about? It's not about, we're not going to wait and see if you can do it again. It's about this year only. Like, if your play is so good and what you have done with the Pistons, that probably does deserve a second team. Like, can we argue? Like, I get it with Mobley, but can we argue K's impact? Because you've always said it, K's impact is probably better than Mobley's impact. Especially with K doing everything, and Mobley isn't even arguably the third best player on the team. Cade is the number one option, and he damn near got to do a lot. So can we argue his impact on the Pistons is better than what Mobley's impact on the Cavs are, even though the Cavs have the best record? Can we make that argument?
Well, first and foremost, I think Cade's impact is bigger than Evan Mobley's. He has more to do. He has a bigger load on his plate than Mobley does. I mean, they both have good teams. Don't get me wrong, because Cade wouldn't be even in consideration if he didn't have a good team. But you'll take Mobley off for Cade? That's the only other name that you can argue. But
I mean, I had Cade on my second team anyway, so I didn't have Mobley.
Well, in mine, the only person that you can probably argue is Mobley because he's not going in over Cat.
I think
he's not going in over Bron or Jalen Brunson.
I agree. That's cool. But yes, Cade probably should be over Evan Mobley. It's the same. You can make the same argument like you just said, even though I don't agree with that argument.
But the Cavs are the best team. The Cavs are the best team in the East. So,
yeah, and Cade got the Pistons to new heights that nobody expected, though. Like, the Pistons have 40 wins. Who thought they was getting 40? Who thought that? So, yes. The only thing I'm cool with that. I just don't agree with, I got to wait and see to see if he does it again to be second. It's like, why do I have to wait? It's like, what are you doing for me right now? If you're killing this year and probably playing better than, say, all these other guys, you should be on there. Like, Cade is playing better than Mobley. So he should probably make a second team. I mean, if he gets 30, he gets 30.
If that's the case, Will, he could be considered for first team then, because he's playing. Because who did you have on your first team?
The only person you could say is Cat, but I think Cat been playing better than him. He has. Cat has been playing better than Cade this year. Yes. Come on. Oh my God.
It's a toss-up.
Here we go.
It's a toss-up. I can't say he clears them. I can't say he clears them for sure.
Here we go.
I can't say he clears them for sure.
But Cat has been better than
because we've seen what the Knicks look like when it's just Cat.
Yeah,
they lose a lot of games.
Yeah, but look at the play though. Look at the and this is where we kind of because you're focused. It looks like you're more focused on winning, and that's fine. That's fine. But K has not been playing better than Cat this year. Lee hasn't.
K's averaging more points. Cat's averaging 24, 12 and 24, 12 and 3. If I win by 1 point in fantasy, I won. Did I not?
No, that's so different, bro. Anyways, no, that's different. You tried to be slick.
He's averaging 25.9. So if you win a round, we can round. So 26, 6 and 9, and a steal and almost a block. Like, come on,
24, now. 13 and 3, shooting 52% from the field and 42% from the three.
Bro, he's a big man. He's supposed to average 10, at least 10 rebounds. He's a guard. I mean, yeah, he's 6'9", but he's a guard. He's averaging six rebounds and 7 assists. 9 assists. Almost 10 assists. Come on, dog.
No, bro. No,
if anything,
K's your guy.
Play is about the same, but K has a bigger. The whole impact thing. Who has a bigger impact, K or Cat? Because even if Cat wasn't there, the Knicks would still be a good team.
And this is where I say we move differently. You're more focused on the winning, and that's fine. I have no problem with that. But when we go out strictly to play, Cat has been better than K. He has. And that's why I strictly have K would say over Mobley. He's been better than Mobley. He has. And I have no problem with winning. You're just more focused on the winning. It sounds like you're more 60-40 winning. That's what it sounds like. Because it's so hard. Because like with Donovan Mitchell, his stats ain't looking great, but he has 60-something wins. And it's like, you gotta put him on there because of that. Because if they were just average, he'd probably be on third team. If we being honest.
If we just going off play, then Booker should be on the third team then. Because Booker has played really good this season.
But they have been super bad. Like,
so you're obviously equating winning into yours as well. You can't pick and choose when you equate winning.
Answer the question. Who's been better this season, Trae Young or Devin Booker?
Trae.
And don't do
I think Trae has.
Okay, then. So yes, I think Trae Young has played better than Devin Booker this year. That's just where it comes to that part. I think Trae Young just has played better than him. But like I said, it really just depends on your criteria. Winning and your play, or play and winning. I just have kind of more play more than winning. It sounds like you just have more winning than play. That's what it sounds like. I have no problem with that. It's your list. I have no problem. I just disagree really that K shouldn't be disciplined from second team just because it's his first time. That's the only thing I don't like.
Who's played better this year, James Harden or Trae Young?
I think James Harden has played better. I think he's played better. Me personally. I think he's played better. And yeah, they kind of have, but James Harden, like, he has 22, 6 and 8, something like that. Trae Young has 24, 3 and 11. Like, I just think
James is 24, 8 and 5.
Yeah, okay, so yes. And Trae Young is 24, 3 and 11. I mean, I think James Harden has just played better. Like, you have to somewhat reward winning, but it's like winning, it beats out the play. That's what it sounds like.
If you have the stats and you have the wins, that's how you make mines. But if, say, for instance, your stats are like Donovan Mitchell, like you said, Donovan Mitchell's stats is in there, but he's the number one team in the East. We all know Donovan Mitchell can give us almost close to 30 points per game. So I've rewarded his winning more because they're the number one team in the East. You know what I mean? And he's a big reason why they are the number one team in the East.
I don't think he's getting first team, though. I don't think so. Because if you look recently, the teams have just had those players have just been better. Like, what was Donovan Mitchell last year? Was he second team? I would have to look back. I'm not doing that now. But I would have to look back and see where he was. Like I said, it's really decay. I just don't agree that
Who's played better, K or LeBron?
I would say Bron. You can argue Bron.
K's stats are better.
What? One more assist?
Don't
do that. Don't
just
do
saying,
that.
His stats
no,
are better.
don't do
his
that,
stats
bro.
Are better.
No, you're trying to act like them 2 points move. No.
His stats are better, dog.
So 24, 8, and 8 is better than what? What'd you say? 26, 6, and 9? It's
what about Jason Tatum? Okay, what about Jason Tatum then?
What?
Is he? Yeah, Jason Tatum's 27, 20, and then Cade. Jason Tatum's 27, 8, and 6.
Better than him, though. He's a better
Cade is 26, 6, and 9.
We know he's better than him. Stop. Don't do that. No.
I'm just saying, if we going off play, if we going off just strictly play, like you said.
So wait, so you
think
going
off numbers.
So Cade and Jason Tatum are close?
Like you said. Bro, the numbers are close. You just told me. What did you just tell me? You just said Brown has been playing better than Cade. Those 2 points don't move you. Jason Tatum's only averaging 1 more point than Cade. And then he has 8 rebounds to his 6. And Cade has 9 assists to his 6 assists. Those look like similar numbers to me, do they not?
They are similar numbers, but I said I just reward play just a little bit more than winning, and you reward winning more than play. I have no problem with that. That's not my issue. My issue is Cade getting disciplined for just because it's his first year. I don't like that. I shouldn't discipline you for third team just because I gotta wait and see. Why do I have to wait and see when we're just going off this year's play?
That's all I've done. He's played good enough to make a third team.
But you're disciplining him from second team because you want to wait and see. And I feel like you shouldn't discipline on that. You should just go on what his play is now. What has he done now?
Just off his play, he still isn't second team. I still don't think he's second team. Just off his play lane.
Okay, that's cool. I wish you would have said that first then. You didn't say that. You just said because I wanted to see. That's what I didn't like. I didn't like that. No,
go ahead.
Wait. What you just said, even with his play, he wasn't gonna make third team. Wasn't gonna make second team. I'm cool with that. But you didn't say that in the beginning. You strictly said, I asked you, why didn't Cade make second team? You said because I want to see if he can do it again. And I'm saying, why do I have to wait to do it again just to make the second team when we're only going off now? That's all I'm saying. I feel like I should discipline you for basically next year for not making the second team. I just feel like that's wrong. That's all I'm saying. I just feel like that's wrong.
Again, like I said, I think they're gonna tell him, hey, we have to see you do this again, because on the second team, he hasn't played. I don't think he's played better than Jalen Brunson. I don't think he's played better than Ant. I don't think he's played better than Bron. I don't think he's played better than Mobley. That his impact is probably bigger, but I don't think he's played better than Mobley. I don't think he's played better than Cat.
Shouldn't Mobley be on the third team then? Don't we gotta wait and see if he could do it again?
No, because we've seen Mobley do this for the last 2 years.
No,
right?
We haven't seen this Mobley. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
The offense but that's is a little bit better.
His offense is the reason why. If his offense wasn't good, he would not make an All NBA team for you, right? If Mobley's offense was just like last year, would he make an All NBA team on you, or would he at least make third team?
But I'm saying we've seen this from him before because, like I said, his impact is on both ends. That's why he's making the second team for me. His impact on both ends. We already know what his impact is on the defensive end. And we already know that he can score. It's just that this season he upped his scoring. And we don't have to wait on him next year because we're pretty sure he's going to average the same, if not better, like he did this year.
We don't know that. He could regress. We don't know.
I don't think he's going to regress, bro.
Okay,
every year he's got. Every year he's gotten better.
Averages 15? What if the Cavs got the same record? Their defense is somewhat subpar. Offense is still great, but he's averaging like 14, 15 points per game. Where do you put him at? Would he even make it, or would he get on third team?
No, he would. No, I don't think he would make it. If he's only averaging 15, I don't think he would. 14, 15 points, I don't think he will make it.
I just don't like that. I'm waiting on next year to see for you, and I'm penalizing you. That's all I'm saying.
He's not getting penalized. He's still making an All NBA team.
Okay. No, he is. He is. You're penalizing him from second team because you want to wait and see if he can do it again. And then if he does it again, then you'll put him on second team. But it's like, why do I have to wait till next year? Forget next year. We're not talking about next year. We're talking about now. We're talking about this year's play. And from what you said, even though he's playing great, he wasn't going to make second team anyway. Fine. But you're penalizing him for next year for not making a second team. I don't like that. That's all I'm saying. I don't like that. All right. So let's go again. Let's read off our names again, for when we got to make these TikToks and all that. So I'll go first. I'll name my first team. Then you name first team, then second. Yeah. So for my first team, all NBA, I got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I got Jason Tatum. I got Giannis Antetokounmpo. I got Nikola Jokic, and I got Karl Anthony Towns.
For my first team, I got Shai, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, Giannis, and Jokic.
For my second team, all NBA, I got Donovan Mitchell, Anthony Edwards, LeBron James, Cade Cunningham, and James Harden.
For my second team, I got Jalen Brunson, Anthony Edwards, LeBron James, Evan Mobley, and Karl Anthony Towns.
And for the third team, all NBA, I got Steph Curry, I got Jalen Brunson, I got Jaren Jackson, I got Trae Young, and I got Domantas Sabonis.
And then for my third team, I got Steph Curry, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Williams, Jaren Jackson, and Sengun.
All right. Now, let's get into our NBA playoff hot takes. We did our hot takes for the regular season later in the summertime. Now we're doing our NBA hot takes for the NBA playoffs. Then we got one more thing, and we can go. This might not be 3 hours, but it probably will be 3 hours. Well, for my playoff hot take, the Pacers will make the Eastern Conference Finals again. Yes, I know people are going to say the road look nasty, but if you face either the Bucks or the Pistons, I think the Pacers could be either of those teams. Then you have to face the Cavs. According to you, you're frauds. So it's a wait.
Bro, the Cavs smoking them, bro.
Whoa, no. You told me they're frauds.
Come on now, dog.
You told me they're frauds.
Come on,
so
dog.
If they are frauds in some people's eyes, and the Pacers are still a good team, they could potentially beat them and potentially face the Celtics again in the Eastern Conference Finals. So I have the Pacers making the Eastern Conference Finals again. I think this team is really good. That's just me, though.
Niggas not making it to the second round, dog.
You said the same thing about the Rockets, and look where they are now.
Yeah, you got lucky on that one.
How did I get lucky?
I'm loud. You got lucky. You didn't even believe in that shit.
I know I did. So, I actually did believe in them. I did. I thought they would be a top 4. I mean, it's a hot take, but I thought they would be a top 4 seed because I doubted them last year.
Not think they were going to be 2, though.
No, I did not think they would be 2. No. I can.
That's what I'm saying.
But I thought they would be a top 4 seed, which they are. So, yes, I was high on that.
The Pacers are not making it to the second round, though. But my hot take.
Which in the second round? You mean the Eastern Conference Finals?
Well, Eastern Conference Finals, they're not making it to the Eastern Conference Finals, dog. They're not doing that.
Okay.
My first hot take: Lakers and Celtics. It's going to be a Lakers and Celtics Finals. I think that with the addition of Luka Doncic, I think they're going to bring back that Lakers and Celtics rivalry. And then the Lakers, they got a good path. They got a good path to the finals.
Well, you always talking out the camera. Nobody can't even hear you. Another hot take. Donovan Mitchell will be the leading scorer in the NBA playoffs this year. Because I think we're gonna get Donovan Mitchell back on the Jazz when he was almost averaging 26, 27 points per game, close to that. I think, especially if we think they can make it far enough, I think might be somebody close, but it could be somebody close, but he might clear everybody in scoring this year. I think Donovan Mitchell, we will get back to scoring Donovan Mitchell because they're going to need that in the playoffs. He's going to have to go nuclear some games. So I wouldn't be shocked if Donovan Mitchell leads the whole playoffs in just points per game.
Another hot take I get: the Clippers will make the Western Conference Finals. I've been saying the Clippers are a dark horse the entire season. Team's healthy. I could see them beating the Rockets, and then they'll end up going to against 2-7. And if the Rockets win, I could see them beating the Rockets.
They will face 1. They're 5th now.
Nah, 1 and 8 will face 4 and 5.
I thought they were 5th.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, I mean, shit, we don't know.
I know, but you can only go off what they're doing now, though.
Well, off right now. Well, yeah, they have faced they face OKC. I can see them beating OKC too. I can see them giving OKC some go.
No, that is a hot take though. I think that's a hot take. Another hot take. I don't know if this is a hot take. The Milwaukee Bucks will get swept by whoever they play in the first round. They'll get swept. I still not. Especially if Dame not there, like I said, gotta see, bro. They say he close, but I don't know. Blood clots, it is what it is. But I wouldn't be shocked if Milwaukee Bucks get swept. I still don't like their defense. Their bench, Kevin Porter Jr. has been decent, but Kuzma hasn't played the best. Giannis has to do everything for that team. Yes, you got Bobby Portis back, but I think it won't be enough against, say, the Pacers, the Pistons, or the Knicks. I wouldn't be shocked if one of those teams swept the Milwaukee Bucks out the playoffs and Giannis asks for a trade. No, I don't think that part's gonna happen.
Wait, so you don't think they can get one game on the Pacers?
It's a hot take.
You don't think they can get one?
It's a hot take, brother. I think the Pacers better than them. I wouldn't be shocked if they got swept. That's why it's a hot take. It's just a hot take.
I get LA versus LA in the Western Conference Finals. Like I said, I like the Lakers' path to the finals because they will face the Grizzlies. I think they can beat the Grizzlies. Then they have faced 2-7. Yes. So if the Rockets beat the Warriors, I think they could beat either one of those teams. And then we already did the Clippers. Well, I said the Clippers will make the West Conference. So I think it's gonna be a LA versus LA conference finals.
Well, you're supposed to get that in 2020. That did not happen. My hot take. The Houston Rockets will go to the NBA Finals. They could beat the Lakers. They could beat either the Clippers. The Nuggets ain't looking too good. I know they just smacked OKC the other day, but that's a regular season game. Playoffs is totally different. Two young teams in the playoffs. You never know. But would I be shocked that the Rockets make it to the NBA Finals? No, because I've been with Houston all year. I said they would be a top 4 seed in the league. So I wouldn't be shocked if Jalen Green, Sengun, and Ime Udoka lead that team to the NBA Finals. That team's good, man. Defense is great. Offense is iffy, but that defense could lead to defense wins championships. Now, it's different when we saw Houston lose to Florida, but that's a different story. But Houston will go to the NBA Finals. That's my hot take.
My next hot take, Knicks getting bounced in the first round. I think the Pistons have a really good chance of beating the Knicks only because the Knicks defense is terrible. You thought with the additions of OG and Mikal and Josh Hart, you would think that defense would be a top 5 decent defense in the league, but it's not. Even if they go against the Bucks, I can see the Bucks giving them problems too, especially when Dame comes back. So yeah, I got the Knicks getting bounced in the first round.
I got I say 2 more hot takes. The Golden State Warriors will make it back to the Western Conference Finals, especially after everybody was hating on them and how they was bad to start the season. With the acquisition of Jimmy Butler, play out Jimmy, we know Steph Curry, Draymond Green, you bring them young guys. I would not be shocked if Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors shock the world and make it back to the WCF and beat whoever and make it to the finals. I wouldn't be shocked. It would be decent, but it's a hot take.
They beating the Lakers?
It's a hot take, brother. It's a hot take. I mean, they would have to beat the Lakers if it's a hot take. It's a hot take.
My last one, the Oklahoma City Thunder second round exit. I see if they go against, well, I can see if they face the Timberwolves, they could potentially be a first round exit. Like I said, the Timberwolves always play them well every single time. So I think that series would go 7. But if they get past the T-Wolves, I can see the Clippers giving them go. I can see the Clippers eliminating them. Luke Dort might be the James Harden stopper, but they got Kawhi. And I don't think nobody can do anything with Kawhi. And then you got Zubac. I think Zubac matches up well against Hardenstein and Chet now.
Oh, you talking about OKC? I got you. My last one. A play-in team will make it to the second round. Depending on who they face, whichever play-in team you're talking about, one play-in team will make it to the second round. So that means they will either be the top, they would beat a top 2 seed in either the East or the West. Don't ask me which one. I'm just saying one play-in team will make it to the second round.
So that means either the Heat or the Bulls.
In the camera, brother.
So either the Heat or the Bulls, or the Kings or the Mavericks.
Well, the Magic or the Magic, Hawks, Bulls, Heat.
So basically, a 7 through 10.
One of them will make the second round. Yeah, it's a hot take, man. It's a hot take. The only one if we're being honest, the only one I believe in is the Rockets, man. I've been on the Rockets all year, man. From Houston, H-Town, stand up. H-Town, stand up. All right. I ain't gonna make this a TikTok, but let's just recap, obviously, the Final Four and the championship game. What was your thoughts on, Florida and Auburn and Duke versus Houston? Then we'll go to the championship game. What were your thoughts?
Florida versus Auburn. Well, I think low-key, they shut down Broome. Once they shut down Jerome Broome, it was a wrap from there. They offense couldn't do anything, and then he looked all out of whack. They was making sure they fouled him every play, and that looked like that bothered him. Because we didn't see him have the normal game that he usually have. He was hesitant. Sometimes he was hesitant on the threes that he would normally shoot with confidence. So yeah, it was a good game though, but they shut him down, and that's what ultimately led to they win. What you think about it?
Walter Clayton is that guy.
Yeah.
Remember, I said they had two. I said they have 2 impact players, but I think Walter Clayton's impact will be over Broome's, and it showed in that game. Broome really wasn't like what we thought he was gonna be. He wasn't, and that was a reason why they lost. Because I think Auburn was actually up, they had a decent lead on them, and then Florida comes back and wins the game. And it's because of Walter Clayton. Walter Clayton he's like that guy, man. And he's probably going to be a high draft pick because of his play all year in the tournament. Like, give Florida credit. They beat a really good Auburn team. Now we go to Duke and Houston. Duke should have won. Simple as that. They should have won the game.
They should have won. They folded. Don't get me wrong. Houston played great down the stretch, but Duke gave that game away. And this is exactly what I meant about Cooper Flagg, bro. He had the opportunity to win the game and send them to the national championship, and he missed. This is what I mean when I say Cooper Flagg does not have a bag. This is what I mean when I don't think that he's this generational talent, because he got the shot that he wanted, but he couldn't hit it. This is what I mean. Like, he has to work on his shooting. He has to work on his ball handling. He still has some ways to go. And Reggie, what's Reggie famous defense for him? He's only 18. He's still supposed to be in high school right now. None of that matters anymore once you go to the next level. Yeah, you're 18 right now. What was it? He just turned 18, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you in these moments, we're gonna judge you. Your age doesn't matter at that point. Like, yeah, he's gonna get better, but this is what I meant by I don't think he's a generational talent would have hit that shot. He got the shot that he wanted. He's an excellent mid-range shooter. He should have hit that shot, but he didn't. He has to work on his shot making ability. He has to work on his shooting. And he has to work on his handle still. He got to get him a bag before he gets to the league.
Well, first thing, you're definitely a hater now because you waited until he misses a shot to say something.
Dog, I've been saying this all year.
No, okay, wait a minute.
I've been saying it all year.
Wait a minute. Yes, you haven't been the highest on Cooper, but he's going first overall no matter what, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I've been saying it all year.
But what I'm saying is, when he was having all them good games in the tournament before, you was quiet. Here come in the chat. The minute he missed a shot, you see that, Reggie? Look at this. It's like, damn. You watching, wait for him to miss the hate. That's a deal. You watching hate. It's like, bro, damn. Like,
that's cap, bro. Because when he had that 30-point game, what was it? Was it a 30 or 25-point game in the tournament earlier? I said something in the chat like, "Hey, Reggie, look at Coop. He going crazy." I don't hate on that man, bro. I just tell the truth. I don't have to hate on that man. What is my point? Why would I have to hate on him, Shannon? I have no reason to hate on him. I'm just telling it how I see it.
That sounds like a hate.
And I've been saying this shit all year. Literally all year, I've been saying the exact same thing.
I think Cooper doesn't know his body yet. Because I felt like he could have just drove, and I would have tried to get a foul call. I felt like he had the turn to get to the lane and lay it up.
He did. He lost the ball.
I think he didn't know.
Lost the ball.
So I think he doesn't know his body yet, but he'll eventually learn that. He'll eventually learn that. But give Houston credit. They won the game on defense in that last minute. I think they outscored them like maybe almost 20-something to 8 or something like that in the last like 7 minutes. I don't know how you just don't get shots off with that talented team. And Duke has to live with that, bro, because they know they should have won that game. They should have. And I thought they would. Because honestly, I went to sleep. I was tired, woke up. First thing, I didn't even see the score. First thing I saw a notification, John Snyder reacts to loss. I said, loss? I said, they lost the game? I said, how? I'm like, bro. Then I look, I'm like, bro, they just sold. They just sold potentially a national championship. But give credit to Cooper Flagg, man. He's been the best player all year. He's going to be the number 1 pick. But Duke, you sold. Now to the championship game, Houston versus Florida, and we can say the same thing about Houston. They sold too, because they probably should have won that game too.
Nah, when it was halftime, once I saw halftime, I knew Florida was going to win because they was down 3, and Walton Clayton had 0 points.
Yes,
I'm like, there's no way he's going to go scoreless in the second half. And he didn't play too hot in the second half, but he definitely upped his play. But once I seen that, I knew Florida was going to win because they kept it close. And your best player has 0 points? Like, come on now, dog.
Yeah, Walter Clayton showed up super late in the game because every time he got the ball, they got the ball out of his hands. They said, we're going to let somebody else score. If somebody else beats us, we'll live with it. But you ain't beating us, brother. That's basically what Kelvin Sampson did. You ain't beating us, brother. The defense was on point early, but then Walter Clayton got it going a little bit late. I think they controlled the rebounds on them, and they forced 4 turnovers in like the last like minute something in the game. They didn't even get a shot off.
Yeah.
Bro. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, bro, that took that 3 at the end for Houston. He should have just pump fake. Like Walter Clayton flying. He had enough time because he saw Walter Clayton flying. That's why he went up for the jump shot, but then he let the ball go, and that was a turnover. First off, you still had about like 4 seconds on the clock. You could have low-key got a better shot than that. Because if he would have pump fake, Walter Clayton would have went flying, and he could have did a sidestep 3, and it would have been a better look.
But the big man came. He came. The big man is the one that made him pump fake. Yes.
No, he didn't pump fake. He went straight up, and once he saw Walter Clayton coming, that's when he dropped the ball, and they called a turnover.
But hold on. Well, let me just see. Hold on. Let me see. Houston, Florida.
That big man was nowhere near. Walter Clayton was flying to him, and he thought Walter Clayton was going to block the shot. And then even still, he still should have just went straight up with it. He should have just went straight up with it.
Hold on. I know this is in Spanish. Actually, we're gonna mute that because I don't want to. This is just the first video, so we're not gonna. I just don't want it to be in Spanish. Look, watch the big man.
This shit lagging.
Oh no, tweaking. Okay, you're right.
Yeah,
I was tweaking. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I was thinking of something else there. My bad. You're right. But you know, in that situation, if that's the case,
he should just pump fake.
Forget pump fake. Hold on, let me do this. Forget pump fake. I would just touch the ball. The clock is still running. Touch the ball. Yes, turnover. But at least if they get it inbounds, you foul. You pray that he misses one, and then we at least have a half-court shot to win. He just didn't touch the ball, letting the clock run out. That's the first thing I said. I'm like, bro, I would just touch the ball.
Yeah, he probably was expecting one of his teammates. He's probably expecting one of his teammates to come over there and grab it. But even if he didn't pump fake, he still should just went up for the shot, regardless. Like he got scared and then he dropped the ball, bro. You should just kept going. Either that or pump fake.
That's a terrible way to lose off a trap.
Yeah.
That's a terrible. Like that's gonna stay with him for a minute, bro. To lose that way, and they turned the ball over like 4 times, and they didn't even get a shot up. We didn't even get a shot up. We didn't get nothing. You know, give credit to Florida, man. They got a great team, man. They got a great team. Give them credit.
I mean, both teams were some of the oldest teams in the tournament, though. Because I think Florida, they have the same age. I think the Grizzlies. I think it's like 22. Florida, Houston, and Auburn have one of the oldest teams. I think the average age on Florida is like 22, 21 and 22. One of them. It's like the same as the NBA team.
Mm-hmm.
So you you got older guys on your team. I mean, it was a great tournament though.
Well, now we're gonna be talking about not now, but like next time we talk about some college players will be the draft. And the WNBA draft is Monday. Paige Beckers will go number 1. Shout out to Paige, man. She won the Natty. Bro, they gave South Carolina a spanking.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. If Juju was playing, I don't think they would have beat USC. I don't think they would have beat USC if Juju was playing.
We'll never know.
But shout out to Paige though. She finally got her chip.
We will never know. But yeah, shout out to Paige Beckers, man. Been hoping. Be rooting for her in the W. That's just me though. We'll be rooting for her. All right.
Who got the number 1 pick?
Dallas. So her and Enrique. Yeah. Her and Enrique. And Enrique is shot chucker. But that's neither here or there. Let's go over these over-under win totals we did. Man, it was them videos was crazy, man. I'll tell you, them videos were crazy. But so I went through everything. So for the over-under, I went 20 and 10 on the overs, 10 on the unders. You went 21 and 9. And our combined records are the ones we got right and wrong. And it all depends. I mean, the records are honestly not good, but it really depends on the Raptors. Because I'll say this, the Raptors have 30.5 wins. They are currently at 30. So they have to win one more game for us to either be wrong or right. But if they win or if it doesn't matter, but like I will either be 11 and 19 or 12 and 18. You will be 13 and 17 or 12 and 18. It all depends on the Raptors if they either get one more win or loss.
Wait, what was our records again?
So depending on if the Raptors lose or win.
Yeah, what's the records though? Yeah.
Mine will be 11 and 19 or 12 and 18. Yours will be 13 and 17 or 12 and 18.
Oh my God.
And we're gonna go through this, and then we're gonna and it's only Pickems for like 2 days, so we're gonna go through that, and that's it. So for the Clippers, the over-under was 40.5 wins. We both picked the over.
40.5.
Yeah, we both picked the over.
Hey, they got that. Okay.
Yeah. The next team, this is just how it was when I was looking through the video. So for the Heat, they were 44.5 wins. We both picked the over, brother. Now, granted, We didn't know Jimmy was gonna be OBS.
Yeah. I was gonna say Jimmy. Yeah. So
we didn't know Jimmy was gonna be OBS and get suspended every damn day. So we picked the over because because in the video we even said like, they got Jimmy. I think they had this last year, so it's like they can get it again. It's the Heat, whatever. The Suns, the over under was 47.5 wins, and we both picked the over.
So, they failed us. They failed us so bad. Oh my god.
Bro, the Suns, I think what they have like 35 or 36 wins?
36.
Bro,
no, 35.
And we picked them to get 13 more wins. The next
that one I ain't mad at. It's the Heat one though. The Heat one that you could low-key scratch that one off, because Jimmy did that to us. And we ain't know Jimmy was gonna get traded.
We didn't know he was gonna get traded, and we know he's gonna be OBS.
Yeah, bro.
So the Pistons, 25.5 wins. I picked the under, you picked the over. So you got that. You got me on that one, bro.
Yeah,
you got
my
me
Pistons.
The next team, the Pelicans, 45.5 wins. We both picked the over, but granted, we didn't know the whole team was going to be hurt. So we didn't know
I was going to say, the entire team is out. Herb, Trey, Zion, CJ. Well, no, CJ probably still healthy.
DeJounte,
yeah.
We didn't know they was going to get hurt. So we was like, they got to – and Brandon Ingram missed time too.
And he got traded, yeah. So
we didn't think – we thought they would at least be healthy enough to get – because they had this last year when they was healthy. So we thought they would be healthy again. And we picked the over.
Counting that one.
Bro, how many wins they got? I don't even think they got 20.
No, G. They got 21.
They got 21.
They got 21.
We picked them for 46 wins. The next team, the Orlando Magic, 47.5 wins. We both picked the over, but we didn't know that the two best players was going to miss majority of the year.
That's yeah. With the same injury.
Yes, the same injury. And they both missed majority of the year. And we both said it. We was like, the Magic was good last year. And I think you said the Magic could be like a 4th seed or something like that. They did get that. We were wrong. Now, this one's going to be funny. The Dallas Mavericks, 49.5 wins. We picked the over, but obviously we didn't know the craziest trade in NBA history.
Yeah.
Because in the video, they had 50, went to the finals. We was like, they could get 50. Like, they got a good team. They could get 50.
Yeah.
But we didn't know that Luka, and even though low-key, Luka missed a lot of time even before he got traded. So that played a part too. But we both picked the over, man. The next team, the Cavs, 47.5 wins. I picked the over, you picked the under. You didn't think they was getting 50.
Nah.
And I said it in the video.
It was what, 57, right?
No, it was 47 wins.
47.
47.5 wins. You picked the under. I said, I was like,
gonna be like this.
I don't think nobody thought it'd be like that, but I said in the video, I was like, they had 50-some wins last year, and the team was hurt. And I said, if they healthy this year, they could get to 50 wins. They can get close to 50. And that's exactly what they did. They got 60. So, now this one was crazy because the Houston Rockets, 43.5 wins. I picked the under, and you picked the over. And when I looked at it, I was like,
wait a minute,
wait a minute. This was before we did our hot takes of the regular season. And I said in the video, I said, I don't think they could get over 44. I think they could get like 40. I think I said they could get at 43 wins. So they would beat the under. I thought they would be better. I thought they would be about the same as last year. That's what I thought.
We got damn that 10 more wins, and the season's still ain't over with. They still got about 3 more games?
Yeah, they could get 55 wins. I thought they would get. I thought they would get 40 something. I didn't think I thought I picked the under, but you picked the over though. The 76ers, 52.5 wins. I picked the over, you picked the under.
Oh, I did?
You did pick the under.
Hey.
You picked the under. You did pick the under. I did. I thought they could get 50. I thought they would be healthy.
Everybody thought they would be healthy.
I thought they would be healthy, but yes, you killed it with the under. You got the under on the Sixers. I don't know how. I got to go back and watch, but you picked the under on the Sixers. The San Antonio Spurs, 36.5 wins. We both picked the under. Now, credit, we didn't know Wemby was going to get hurt, but we figured that
they would have got that.
I think in the video we said about 34 wins, and I think that's where they at now.
Yeah, they got 33.
Yeah, so around there. We thought this was going to happen, but if Wemby plays, they probably get past that.
Yeah.
But we both picked the under. The Toronto Raptors, 30.5 wins. Like I said, I put it as the over for now, but it all depends if they can win one more game. They're at 30 wins right now, so it all depends. So I put that as right.
2 more games?
Yes. They got 2 more games, yes. So they either got to beat the Mavericks or the Spurs.
Or Spurs. They beating the Mavericks. They beating the Mavericks, dog.
The Milwaukee Bucks, 50.5 wins. We both picked over.
50.5. What are they at right now? They at 45. Yeah.
We thought
granted, Dame was hurt. Dame missed a lot of time.
But remember, they were struggling early in the year, though.
Yeah, they was.
So they should have probably won some games early in the year, and they probably would have been at 51. They sold us early. The Golden State Warriors, 43.5 wins. I picked the under, and you picked the over.
They got 47 right now.
Yep, you picked the over. I forgot what you said, but yes, I picked the under. I thought the Warriors were going to be actually what they was early in the year before they made the Jimmy Butler trade, but you didn't care. You still picked the over for them.
I was going to say, if they didn't get Jimmy, I don't think they probably would have got that 43.
The Atlanta Hawks, 35.5 wins. We both picked the under. They're at 37, so they barely beat it.
Yeah, they know they could have lost them 2 games.
We thought they would be with
them. Nah, no, they wouldn't. They'd be out. They would be out. They'd be out.
No, they wouldn't. If they got 35, they'd still be in the play-in.
Oh, yeah, because the Raptors only got 30.
Yeah. The Sacramento Kings. Oh, you was high on them. 46.5 wins. We both picked the over, but in that video, boy, you was high on them. You said it's a dark horse team. You said all that.
Yeah, De'Aaron Fox, Sabonis, DeMar.
Well, they was bad even with them. They were still not good. They sold us. The Charlotte Hornets, 29.5 wins. We both picked the over. And I specifically said in the video, I said that LaMelo is healthy. He can get us 30 wins. I specifically said that. Look where he at now. Injured again.
Again. I wonder, did he have surgery on the same ankle?
I don't know, bro. I just know he got another hurt ankle. The Portland Trailblazers, 21.5 wins. We both picked the over. So we predicted them being better. Because I'm like, bro, they could get more than because I think last year they had like 20. I'm like, they could get one more win. No, I think they had 21.
They was injured a lot last year too. Anthony Simons missed a bunch of time last year. Shaden Sharp missed a bunch of time last year too.
The Brooklyn Nets, 19.5 wins. We both picked the under. We thought they was gonna be trash. We thought they was gonna be trash.
Bro, if we being honest, they should only have 17 wins.
They was overachieving. They were overachieving like crazy.
They should definitely be where the Wizards are right now. Them and the Wizards should be reversed.
But they have 26 wins.
Yeah.
The Utah Jazz, 29.5 wins. We both picked the over because we was like, oh, they got that last year. And we was like, they got the same team. They should get that. Well, they're worse. They worse. But they have 17 wins, and we picked them to get 30. The Chicago Bulls, 27.5 wins. We both picked the over. Surprisingly, you did.
We got that right.
Yes, we did. Surprisingly, you picked the over on them.
I mean, because that's when Zach was still there. Zach Vucevic.
Oh, low-key though. The Grizzlies, 47.5 wins. We both picked the over. They got to win, I think, 3 more games or 2 more games, they're at 47 right now. They're at 47.
And they got 3 games left. And then it was who? It was 49.
47.5. They're at 47.
Oh, they just gotta win one more game.
So they gotta beat either Timberwolves, the Nuggets, or the Mavericks. They could beat the Mavericks.
Yeah, they could beat the Mavericks.
So we should get that right, brother. We should get that right. The New York Knicks, 53.5 wins. We both picked the over. They're not getting that though.
Nah.
Because even if they win the last 3, I think they'll only get 53.
Yeah.
We thought they was gonna be good, bro.
If they would have beat the Celtics, we would have had a chance.
That's crazy because I said they were the second best team. This is before the cat trade. This is before the cat trade even happened.
So if they didn't do the cat trade, you think they'd be whatchamacallit? Number 3?
Well, if I was looking now, probably because if the Cavs do what they do, yeah, they probably still be number 3. The Denver Nuggets, 51.5 wins. We both picked the under, but it's so funny when I watched the video. You said that how we've been talking about the Nuggets, how this ain't the same team. This is kind of a weaker team, so they're going to get the under. I said that as long as they got those 4 players, they could get 50 wins. But I said they wouldn't get 56, and I picked the under. It's funny how I said they could at least get 50, but I still picked the under on them. But we both got that right. We both picked the under.
They might not even get 50.
Where they at? They need to get 2 more wins.
Yeah. They got 2 games left.
Got the last 6 teams, then they'll be done with that. The Washington Wizards, 20.5 wins. We both picked the under. If we got that one right with the weak team, we got that right. The Wizards got 17.
And what's crazy is they roster low-key is better than the Nets.
The OKC Thunder, 56.5 wins. We both picked the under.
Yeah, they obliterated that shit. About 10 games.
You said they weren't gonna be the same as they was last year in the video. You said
and they better. They
way better. They way better. The Indiana Pacers, 47.5 wins. We both picked the under. I think that they just reached 48. They just reached 48.
And it was who?
47.5.
45.
The Minnesota Timberwolves, 52.5 wins. We both picked the over. Credit. Remember, this is before the cat trade. We thought Cat was going to be there. If Cat is there, do they get 53 wins?
Yes. Yeah, they have 46 right now.
It's crazy. The Boston Celtics, 58.5 wins. This was the highest total, too. This was the highest. We both picked the over. And they just reached 59 the other day.
Yeah, 59, yeah. They looked out.
And the last team, the Los Angeles Lakers, 43.5 wins. And they got the over.
I think they still would have got that even if they didn't get Luka.
I think so, too. All right. There's only 2 games for these Pickems. And then that's it. So, let's do these NBA Pickems. NBA Fridays games. Wizards and the Bulls.
Bulls.
Give me the Chicago Bulls. Bucks and the Pistons.
Pistons.
Give me the Detroit Pistons. Magic and the Pacers.
Who got something to play for? The Pacers got the Pacers. No, the Pacers ain't got nothing. The Pacers do got something to play for.
Not really.
Because the whatchamacallit, they got it locked up.
Basically, yeah. I don't think the Bucks can catch them.
They got 3 games. They could tie them. It depends on who won the regular season record.
I think.
Because if they lose out and the Bucks win out, it'd be 48 and 34, and it'd be the same record. Give me the Pacers.
Give me the Indiana Pacers. Hawks and the 76ers.
Hawks.
Give me the Atlanta Hawks. Hornets and the Celtics.
Celtics.
Give me the Boston Celtics. They're going to rest everybody.
Yeah, they still going to win.
The Knicks and the Cavaliers.
Knicks. The Knicks getting their first win.
Give me the Cleveland Cavaliers. They will not get their first win. Heat and the Pelicans.
Heat.
Give me the Miami Heat. Raptors and the Magic.
Magic.
Oh, my bad. Mavericks. Raptors and the Mavericks. My bad.
Raptors.
Give me the Dallas Mavericks. Nets and the Timberwolves.
T-Wolves.
Give me the Minnesota Timberwolves. Grizzlies and the Nuggets. Got something to play for.
Give me the Grizzlies.
Give me the Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets got something to play for. Thunder and the Jazz.
Thunder.
Give me the OKC Thunder. Spurs and the Suns.
Spurs.
Give me the San Antonio Spurs. Warriors and the Trailblazers.
Warriors.
Give me the Golden State Warriors. Clippers and the Kings.
Clippers.
Give me the Los Angeles Clippers. Rockets and the Lakers.
Lakers.
Give me the Los Angeles Lakers. And finally, the last day of the regular season, NBA Sundays games, Bulls and the 76ers.
Bulls.
Give me the Philadelphia 76ers. The Bulls go rest their guys. Magic and the Hawks.
Give me the Magic.
Give me the Orlando Magic. Celtics and the Hornets.
Celtics.
Give me the Boston Celtics. Knicks and the Nets.
Knicks.
Give me the Brooklyn Nets. The Knicks go rest their guys. Pacers and the
Jalen
Cavaliers.
Brunson can't rest. He can't rest. He need that 65. He need that 65.
I'm still picking the Brooklyn Nets. Give me the Brooklyn Nets. Pacers and the Cavaliers.
They both probably the Cavs. I can see the Cavs playing their starters just so they can get that franchise record. I'm gonna give the Cavs.
Give me the Indiana Pacers. Wizards and the Heat.
Heat. Wizards.
Give me the Miami Heat. Pistons and the Bucks.
Pistons.
Give me the Detroit Pistons. Nuggets and the Rockets.
Nuggets.
Give me the Denver Nuggets. Mavericks and the Grizzlies.
Grizzlies.
Give me the Memphis Grizzlies. Jazz and the Timberwolves.
Timberwolves.
Give me the Minnesota Timberwolves. Thunder and the Pelicans.
Thunder.
Give me the OKC Thunder. Raptors and the Spurs.
Raptors.
Give me the
Spurs.
Give me the San Antonio Spurs. Clippers and the Warriors.
Clippers.
Give me the Los Angeles Clippers. Lakers and the Trailblazers.
Lakers.
Give me the Los Angeles Lakers. And finally, Suns and the Kings.
Kings.
Give me the Sacramento Kings. And that is it for the Full Court Entertainment Podcast. Follow us on all social media outlets at Full Court Entertainment Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. Like, comment, and subscribe to all our videos. And give us a 5-star review on all our audio platforms on Spotify and Apple Music. We probably give y'all a special episode to discuss the playing to games. Gotta wait and see on that. But besides that, thank you guys for always liking and commenting and subscribing to us, man. More videos will come out, but we're gonna see y'all soon, actually.